about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports.
Hello and welcome to the live coverage of IPL game between Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals. I am Paritosh Joshi. With me is Wali Siddiqui, and news from the centre is that Delhi Capitals have won the toss and they have opted to bowl first. Wali, what is the outlook on the team?
Well, before we get to the outlook of the team, there is a slight drizzle over there, but we hope that the game doesn't get interrupted today like it was yesterday. And it's Delhi Capitals who won the toss, Paritosh, and the playing 11 for Delhi Capitals will be Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Colin Ingram, Shafin Rutherford, Akshar Patel, Jagdish Suchit. So that's a new entry for Delhi Capitals. Sandeep Lamachane, Amit Mishra, and Trent Poole. So no Kagiso Rabada today. Surprise, surprise. And if you talk about the Chennai Super Kings, would you do the honors?
Well, the Chennai have opted for a similar squad to their previous game. Shane Watson opens for them right at the top, along with Faf du Plessis. Suresh Raina is also in the team. Ambati Raidu. MS Dhoni makes a comeback into the team as the captain and wicketkeeper. Kedar Jadhav is also in the team, along with Ravindra Jadeja, Dwayne Bravo, Deepak Chahar, Harbhajan Singh and Imran Tahir. Chennai Super Kings have fielded a strong side, but Delhi have rested Kagiso Rabada because both the teams have all in all qualified for the playoffs, and they would be looking for extra points from here. And the thing with both the teams is that they would like to secure the top two spot with a win here, because they both have 16 points now, and the 18-point mark would surely get them at least one of the top two squads.
And it was a really good side for the Chennai faithful that MS Dhoni, Dethala, and one of the most successful captains of all time was there to lead his troops today, as he is still quite ill over there. And when I think it was Sanjay Manjrekar who was doing the pitch report and also the toss, he asked him, MS Dhoni, how he was feeling today. So he says that when you've played enough in international cricket, it's never 100%. You've always a little less than that. And also, I'm a bit worried for my opposition because I have a lot of cough, so I might be able to cough at them as well.
Well, he was trying to to get on the funny side of it, but we've certainly not seen MS Dhoni on his 100% for quite a long time now. But these two teams are heavily favoured to win the IPL. Both have qualified for the playoffs. For the Delhi Capitals fans, it's a positive news that they are in the playoffs after a very long time. And Shreyas Iyer is he said from the centre that Rabada has some back issues, so that is a cause of a worry for Delhi Capitals, and hopefully he is alright and would be able to play the rest of the games because he has been a strike bowler for them. Fantastically he has performed throughout the IPL, and they would need him going forward in the tournament.
And if you talk about the pitch, there are a lot of cracks on the wicket, and there will be a lot of spin as usual on the Chennai wicket. And Graham Swan also said that if the ball is hard over there with the new ball, it will be really difficult for the batsman if the ball hits the cracks because it will move here and then, which will cause quite a lot of problems for the batsmen. So an important toss for Delhi to win, as they will be electing to bowl first. It's a fresh surface. They will have the new ball in their hands. And talking about YouTube, Jitendra Mishram is here with us saying good evening, Jitendra, welcome to Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. And Shiva Prakash is saying that any guesses who will win the match? Well, given your prediction, Shiva, and Otis Mahabir as well.
Well, Otis Mahabir is also with us, and he's saying good evening. Toss, yes, the DC and the Delhi Capitals nonetheless have won the toss, and they have opted to bowl first, although we'll have to look for the area to be cleared, and no signs of rains there, because as we saw in the previous game, the rain affected that game heavily, and even 5-over game was not possible by the end of it. So disappointment for the fans, but we hope that in Chennai the case is rather different, and we are able to get a game on our hand, because although both of these teams have qualified for the playoffs, but they would like to cement the top two spot with a win here.
Well, and the sad news for everyone is that Hurricane Fani is still under the mix over there, and it will cause quite a few problems for the people living in the southern areas. I'm quite surprised that there isn't rain as of now in Chennai because it was raining cats and dogs yesterday at the Chinnaswamy in Bangalore. We have to also praise the ground staff over there for the commendable job that they did over there. They prepared the wicket in just 20 minutes, and in spite of that, they still couldn't complete the game because it was just 5 overs each, and in spite of that, they weren't able to complete the game. So that's how the condition is over there in the southern coast, in the southern regions of India, and we just hope that an uninterrupted game of cricket will be able to watch today. And Leela Ram Bachwani is listening to us from Pakistan. Welcome, Leela Ram Bachwani. Sanchi Pawar is back. And she's thanking God that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is back and he will be playing today, and that has been something to worry about for Chennai Super Kings because the top order hasn't been able to click and they're being too reliant on MS Dhoni.
Well, they have been reliant on MS Dhoni in the middle order, and when they have failed at the top with MS Dhoni not in the squad in the previous game, they certainly struggled a lot. Positive news for them is that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is in the squad for today, and he'll be captaining the side. They are batting first, so they'll need to open good here if the match starts at normal time, and if we are able to get our game on our hands. For the fans of Rajasthan Royals and RCB, it was a sad story yesterday because we weren't able to get a game on our hand. Not even 5 overs were played because 10 balls, only a matter of 10 balls was remaining before the match could have been easily decided in one of the opponent's favour. But sadly for Rajasthan Royals and Royal Challengers Bangalore, the match being terminated meant that the points would be shared, and that would heavily weigh upon their chances of qualifying for the playoffs. RCB are certainly out of the contention, and Rajasthan Royals are mostly out with that result yesterday.
Well, so that's the news from the centre that it's Delhi Capitals who have won the toss as they've elected to field. They're playing 4 wrist spinners over there, and the reason why it will be such an interesting contest between the two is because Delhi have had most of the success in this season's IPL with the way that they have toured away from home, and that has been commendable. They've won 4 out of the last 5 outings. They lost 1 game against the Kings 11 Punjab. Meanwhile, Chennai Super Kings on the other hand have a phenomenal home record, so it will be an interesting contest, and it's about which team will blink first because they both are now you could say in the end game, because these are the final league games. They both have qualified, and even if a team wins over here, they will be most probably, even if they don't win the next game, they might be in qualifier 1 and qualifier 2, because even if they lose the next game, they might fall to second, so they won't mind as long as they don't fall to 3rd and 4th, which will be the eliminator.
Well, they certainly wouldn't mind if they both get a spot in the qualifier 1, because then you'll get another chance to play in the finals. Even if you lose in the qualifier 1 in the form of qualifier 2, so that's positive news for whosoever finishes in the top 2. Positive news from the centre is that now players are walking into the field. Faf du Plessis and Shane Watson for the batting side, that is CSK. Yellow flags all around Chepauk as their team make way to post a big total here at Chepauk. Not a very batting friendly wicket, but the fan support will certainly push them to score good runs here. And Chennai, Delhi Capitals fans, for them the news is that Kagiso Rabada is not playing today, so they have to rely on other players to get them the wickets. Kagiso Rabada has been fantastic for them throughout the IPL, and now they require whole of their team to certainly contribute more than required. And Rishabh Pant, well, will he get back into his best form? We'll have to wait and see, as Faf du Plessis, who will be on the strike and will face the first ball, makes his way onto the pitch along with Shane Watson, who will be at the non-strikers end.
So quickly now, we'll just run you down with the playing 11 once again for CSK. Shane Watson, Faf du Plessis, Suresh Raina, Ambati Raidu, MS Dhoni, Kedar Jadhav, Dwayne Bravo, Ravindra Jadeja, Deepak Chair, Harbhajan Singh and Imran Tahir. And if you talk about the Delhi Capitals, it's Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Colin Ingram, Shofane Rutherford, Chris Morris, Akshar Patel, Jagdisha Suchit, the left arm spinner, Amit Mishra, Trent Bolt. So Trent Bolt comes in for Rabada. Jagdisha Suchit is the 4th spinner over here, and there are a few changes here and there. Dhoni, the big change, but we are almost close over there, and the first ball is about to be bowled. It's Faf du Plessis who will have the strike. The umpires for today's game, we will get to you as well, But before that, we will talk about the YouTube comment section. Pradeep Gurung supporting Delhi Capitals. Robert Ahmed, welcome to Sports Palace Cricket Lounge. Narbej Subedi, Nabaraj Subedi supporting Delhi Capitals. Sanji Pawar, Chennai Super Kings as always. And it's the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium where the match is happening. The umpires are Anil Danigar and Nitin Memon. First ball bowled, and it's a dot delivery by New Zealand's international Trent Bolt. Decent start, and it's Fab du Plessis who will be taking strike. And it's an important game in terms of Chennai Super Kings when it comes to the top order, because they're about to end their campaign over here. They have qualified. They have qualified for the playoffs, and if they keep on misfiring in the top order, then it'll be a big problem for them in the finals, in the eliminator, in the qualifier, whatever you may talk about. And I'm joined in with Sahil Mangu at the moment. So Sahil, what do you have to say about Chennai's top order right now?
Very good evening to all our listeners out there, and Wali, who is struggling a bit with cough, but I'm pretty sure that as we go down with this game, he will recover and he'll be back. Yes, he will recover like MS Dhoni, and he'll be back up soon. Well, he is not out yet. He is in with us in the chit-chat session, but he'll be back in form soon. Yes, let's talk about Chennai Super Kings, how good they have been. But then there's a big factor that you have to take into consideration is the fact that the presence of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 2 games that Mahendra Singh Dhoni hasn't played, and both of those they've lost badly. Not that Suresh Raina's captaincy is not up to the mark, but certainly there's a very different side under MS Dhoni and a different side under Suresh Raina. The players are same, but the performance totally takes a flip, I would say, when they are playing against different captains. And as far as their positions are concerned, these are the top 2 teams in the IPL this season, so they are sure about a playoff berth. But this game is important in the sense that they want to cement their place, whether it's the first position or the second position, so that they get extra go in the qualifiers.
Absolutely. So 4 good deliveries bowled by Trent Bolt, and if you look at the depth for the Delhi Capitals in the bowling department, if they don't have Kagiso Rabada, and who does he get replaced by? Another quality bowler in the sense of Trent Bolt. So that is something quite to be looked at for the Delhi Capitals, and a decent start by Delhi Capitals, 4 dot balls. And if you talk about the Chennai Super Kings, they have won each of the last 5 matches at the Chepak against Delhi Capitals. Before it was known as the Daredevils in the IPL. The Delhi franchise defeated the hosts at this venue during 2008, 2010, but lost all 5 since 2011. And that is exactly what I was going through, because I'm a Delhi Capitals fan, and I couldn't remember when was the last time that Delhi beat Chennai in Chennai. And I hope the tables turn over here. It's 1 for no loss, a single taken by Fab du Plessis as he guides one towards a square leg. And Nutan Ghirmire is supporting Delhi Capitals. Dildeep Mehta is also wanting Delhi. It's quite surprising that there are more number of Delhi fans in the YouTube channel, more than CSK. It's quite surprising over here.
Yes, I think they don't know that MS Dhoni is playing. Just give it a while. Maybe they were expecting the game to start late because of the rainfall that has come in the southern area because of the hurricane. But yes, the game has started on time. MS Dhoni is playing, and as the game progresses, I'm pretty sure, Wali, you'll see that there will be a lot of CSK supporters in the chit-chat session. Meanwhile, good things going for Delhi. They have qualified after 2011. A happy, a content Delhi Capitals fan. I can see you being excited and satisfied with the team's performance this season.
Well, actually, my aim this season as a fan was to see Delhi Capitals in the playoffs, and that was I was being very real. I was being very practical. I did not say that we would develop the Delhi Capitals. I'm a neutral fan over here. I'm just but I am supporting a little bit of Delhi Capitals today. I was saying that I would be pleased if they do reach the playoffs. I never say that they can win the IPL, and now that they are in the playoffs, I would want them to win the IPL, but I still think that that winning mentality that can be instilled even more. They don't have that experience in the middle order. They have Shikhar Dhawan at the top who can give you a start, but once things get shaky at the moment, you need a player like MS Dhoni in your team, and they're missing that at the moment right now.
Well, a lot of teams are missing a player like MS Dhoni. If you talk about the team compositions, because there is only one MS Dhoni who has given that solidarity to the team, like Chennai Super Kings. The very fact that CSK have been so successful is because MS Dhoni has been the foundation, and he has done the same things year after year and helped his team to a playoff finish. I mean, I don't remember a season where they haven't made it to the playoffs because they've been so consistent. It's just that when they were banned for 2 years and they were playing for Rising Pune Supergiant and Gujarat Lions, that the two teams were probably not doing so well.
And even then, Rising Pune Super Giants reached to the finals of one of the tournament in which MS Dhoni was there. Meanwhile, it's Jagdish Suchit who is bowling his second over. In fact, the second over of the game, he's bowling his first over in this year's IPL. He used to play for the Mumbai Indians. He was bought by Delhi Capitals, and he's bowling some left-arm spin over here. So they're playing with 4 spinners. A good move by Delhi.
Yes, I would say that it's a good tactical move by Delhi because Jagdish Suchit, it's his home ground. He's aware about the conditions. He knows how the ball will play here. Everyone knows when you come down to Chennai, the pitch is slow. The pitch is it assists spinners, and it's gonna get you turn and bounce. So rather than playing a pacer, you play another spinner. Now, if you see the Delhi bowling attack, it has 4 quality spinners. You have Akshar Patel who can give you a left arm orthodox spin. You have Amit Mishra who gives you left arm your leg spin, right arm leg spin. And then apart from these two, you have Amit Mishra, a seasoned campaigner who can again give you right arm leg spin. I don't know why I've been mixing these two. It's right arm leg spin for Amit Mishra as well as Sandeep Lamichhane, whereas it's a left arm spin for Akshar Patel. And then again left arm spin for Jagdish Suchit, who has been brought into the attack and has bowled 4 decent deliveries as only 1 run has been conceded. Chennai are 2 without loss of any wicket, and they know that this pitch, a score about 150, 160 with 4 spinners in your lineup is a good score, because Chennai also have decent spinners in their ranks. They have, I think they're playing with Harbhajan Singh today. Imran Tahir is one of the greats that you always associate with Chennai. His celebrations of running all around the park, how can you forget that? So 155, 160, I think Chennai would be targeting that, and that's why they're taking it slow in the power play overs, because they know the essence of playing at this pitch is to preserve your wickets and then explode in the end.
It's 2 for no loss, 1.5 overs have been bowled, and a good over so far by Jagdish Suchit. The first over was bowled by Trent Bolt. 1 run came off that as well, and 1 run already coming in this over, so it's turning out to be a really good over, and another one angling it towards the pads of Shane Watson. So just 2 runs coming in 2 overs for the Chennai Super Kings. A quality starter by the Delhi Capitals, and they will have to continue that. And if you talk about Shane Watson, he has been a bit hot and cold this season. And if you talk about his performance against Delhi, then he has scored 431 runs in the IPL against the Delhi franchise. His averages he averages beyond 39.18 across 13 innings, as he has scored 431 runs with the help of 3 half centuries. So he loves playing against the Delhi Capitals, and but you could see that he's been a bit hot and cold over here. Don't you think that Murli Vijay should have been given a nod once again today in place of either Faf du Plessis or Shane Watson?
Well, I beg to differ here, because given the fact that if you have 2 quality overseas openers in the form of Faf du Plessis and Shane Watson, that would be my first preference. Yes, they gave a chance to Murli Vijay against Mumbai Indians, and he performed decently. He scored a 30-odd knock where the team was struggling to even score beyond 110. But at the same time, when you see you have Shane Watson and you have Faf du Plessis, I don't think you would want to change those players. They are quality players. They are overseas players who have performed day in, day out. They've been performing for seasons, and they've been performing for different teams as well. And at the same time, when you have these 2 in your team, they can shift gears in a second. From the first gear, when they're trying to, right now they're playing in the first gear because they're trying to see what's the pitch, what's the condition like, what is the pitch doing, and within a few overs, if they're settled, you'll see them switch gears instantly. No credits taken away from Murli Vijay, but then when you have Shane Watson, he's the second highest scorer for Chennai Super Kings this season, 251. Yes, he hasn't been consistent as he would like, pretty much like what he did in the last season, but then I wouldn't change these 2.
So it's 2 for no loss, 2 dot deliveries once again by Trent Bolt, and there is a run-out opportunity. If it's a good direct hit, and it just misses. It's Shane Watson who was running towards the danger end, and if that wicket had hit the stumps, then that was the first wicket. And you can see the 2 batsmen are panicking over here, because the bowlers have sort of choked the Chennai Super Kings. Only 3 runs coming off of it so far. It was Prithvi Shaw who was the fielder, and yes, he was miles away from the popping crease. A big wicket that would have been. And talking about the YouTube comment section, Nutan Khimar is supporting Delhi Capitals, and Andre Barry is listening to us from Guyana, and he's saying good morning. Well, it's evening over here, so good morning, Andre Barry, and good evening to all the Indian people over here. And quite a few people also joined with us, but that's a good shot this time by Shane Watson, and good fielding by Suchit over there. 3 for no loss after 2.3 overs.
Yes, Chennai Super Kings have had a sedated start with just 3 runs on the board in the first 3 overs. Trent Bolt has been exceptional. He has been given an opportunity in the absence of Kagiso Rabada because Kagiso Rabada has been rested due to back issues, and he has done exceptionally well despite the fact that his other South African paceman is not there. He's just given away 2 runs in 1.4 overs. So these are good signs for Delhi Capitals, and when you talk about the management, it's a tough call for them to going ahead as to who to give the preference, whether they opt for Bolt or they should go for Rabada. And if both are performing well, then should they rest Shafin Rutherford, who has also done exceptionally well in the middle order. I think he has been one of the most consistent batsmen in the middle order. When you talk about Delhi Capitals, those cameos that he has played in the last 3-4 games, I remember Ganguly saying it in a press conference that Shafin Rutherford is a player who will change fortunes for Delhi, and he has been doing that. So who would be your 4 overseas players? If you talk about Ingram, he has also been hot and cold. He has been not as consistent as you would like. So if you sit out Colin Ingram, then you can get an Indian batsman in, but then would you want to change those combinations just to bring in Bolt? But having seen his performance, if he can give that to you, then these are good problems to have for the Delhi Capitals management.
Well, if you talk about Colin Ingram, you were talking about Rutherford Sahil. He has done a valuable job for Delhi Capitals. But even if you look at Colin Ingram, he's played some good cameos as well. The reason for that is that he hasn't had the opportunities as compared to Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, Shikhar Dhawan, and Prithvi Shaw, because these are the front 4. And there have been good performances from Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer and Rishabh Pant on and off. Prithvi Shaw has given his contributions here and there. Colin Ingram hasn't been able to get that opportunity, but whenever he does get to face 8 or 9 deliveries, he makes sure that he scores 19 to 20 odd runs, and the rest 20 odd runs from 9 deliveries are scored by Rutherford. So I think it is a pretty balanced team. They have the perfect team composition as of now. But what a start this has been for the Delhi Capitals. Only 4 runs coming off 3.1 overs, and the previous over also just 1 run had come from it. So in the 3 overs, only 1 run each. You could just see how tight they've been bowling over here.
Well, this is a strategy adopted by Chennai Super Kings team in the sense that they want to preserve their wickets. They don't want to lose their wickets because they know if they contain their wickets on a Chennai pitch, which is slow, tricky with the bounce and the pace, if you contain the wickets and if you get settled in the pitch, then you can score later. We have seen MS Dhoni also share the fact that if you are there on the pitch and if you spend quality time, then it's easier to time the ball, and when you're new at the pitch, then it's difficult. Meanwhile, a short delivery from Suchit which has been pulled, and it's a simple catch for Akshay Patel as the first wicket for CSK falls. I was just talking about preserving wickets, and after a slow sedated start, they've given away what they were trying to do. Watson goes for a duck after facing 9 deliveries.
It was a trap set by the Delhi captain and the bowler over there, and Shane Watson of all the people fell for it. It was a short delivery bowled by Suchit. Only 2 fielders are allowed in the power play overs. Akshay Patel was our one fielder who was comfortably chilling at the deep mid wicket region. He didn't even have to move a muscle and took a comfortable catch of Shane Watson, a big wicket. It's 4 for 1. Delhi Capitals are completely dominating the game in 4 overs, 3.2 overs, because only 4 runs have come with the bat. All sorts of pressure. The power play is also just 2.4 overs away from getting over. So Chennai Super Kings do have something to do over here in the top order. Once again failing, you'll have to say. Hulash Golcha supporting Chennai Super Kings. Raman Gautam is here, so welcome Raman Gautam. Keshav Pradhan supporting Delhi Capitals. Well guys, MS Dhoni is playing, so where are the Chennai Super Kings supporters? I'm quite shocked at the moment.
Well, I think they are pretty satisfied with the fact that CSK has again made it to the playoffs. They know that their team will be in the top 2 even if they don't win this one. Well, it's too early to say that, and even commenting the fact that they're not going to win is a big thing, because with CSK and MS Dhoni, you always know that the game is going to go to the wire. It's going to go to the last ball. Probably in the last over you'll see that still the game is on. So you can never say when CSK is playing, but given how the things have started, they would need to change things pretty quickly with 4 for 1 in 3.2 overs as Suresh Raina has walked into the middle and Faf du Plessis has just nudged that one towards the mid-wicket area for a single. You can see the pitch is very slow and the bounce is again tricky with Suchit playing in his home conditions for Delhi Capitals, his first game this season. So what a time to play and what an opposition to play against.
Absolutely, and I think you have to praise the team management. You have to praise Ricky Ponting, Saurav Ganguly. Shreyas Iyer might have a little contribution over there as well, because he hasn't played a single IPL game this season. and all of a sudden you call him out of the blue. People might not be able to recognize him. Even he plays for Chennai, and he's already bowled a really tight spell. In fact, a fantastic spell. He's just given. We'll get back to that, but he's just given 3 runs in 1.3 overs. He's taken a wicket of Shane Watson. So a fantastic start by him.
Yes, a fantastic start for him, because it's very important when you get these opportunities, you make these count. Even if you're playing just one game in the season, but if you bowl an over that changes the game or the complexion of the game in your favor, then those are the things that the management remembers, and the players in themselves remember, the team remembers that we used him for this game and this is how, or that is how he performed. So this will do a lot of good for him in terms of how his IPL experience would be, and at the same time the management will know that, you know, we were thinking about options in terms of the spin department. Yes, we have Akshar Patel, we have Lami Chane, we have Amit Mishra, but then there is another guy here. If we have one of the main bowlers not performing or injured, we can always just swap him and bring him in the team.
So it's 7 for 1 now. A single taken by Faf du Plessis by placing one towards the mid-wicket region. It's Suresh Raina who will be the man on strike, and it's quite important for Chennai's sake that this man gets in form, because they have done most of the business quite right in the initial stages of the game, but as the league stages come really close to an end, it's the top order which has not been able to prove a point, and with the playoffs on course, with the final on course, it's very important that MS Dhoni, apart from MS Dhoni, batsmen are able to assist the team to go beyond a score of 170, 180 if they want to win a game or not.
Well, you see, there are a few things that have happened in the IPL which are very consistent when you take, like, there are a lot of similarities when you take 3-4 teams and compare what's happened. If you talk about Mumbai Indians, if you talk about Kolkata Knight Riders, if you talk about Chennai Super Kings, there's been one batsman who bats lower in the middle order, and it has turned out either that batsman is the highest scorer for them or the second highest scorer. So for Mumbai, Hardik Pandya has scored 355 runs and is the second highest scorer, whereas for Kolkata, Andre Russell is the highest scorer with 486 runs. And similarly for Chennai Super Kings, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is the highest scorer for 314 runs. Now these players don't bat in the top order, they don't bat in the middle order, they come in the lower middle order. If one would classify their position, it would be lower middle order, and despite batting at a lower position, they are the top scorers. So it has to do with a lot of players not being in form and a lot of players not performing in the top order, especially for these 3 teams. Similarly for other teams as well. Well, we talk about players performing. There is David Warner and Bairstow, both of which have left now because they have national commitments. But then those 2 players have performed in the top order, and then middle order hasn't performed.
Chris Gayle and KL Rahul, another example.
Yes, exactly. So you need to see, Wali, how the teams have played this season so far. Like some of the teams, they have players who performed in the top order, and some of the players, individual players, who have just performed in the middle order. So it may be because, I mean, I don't know how to frame this or what to blame at or what to point at, but it's different for different teams. Meanwhile, this one's full on the leg stump and has been flicked by Faf du Plessis for the forward boundary for Chennai Super Kings as the score moves on to 11 at the loss of 1 wicket in 4.2 overs. Coming back to what I was saying, Wali, would you want to comment on this, that how different teams have used different players in different orders and how they have performed?
Well, if we talk about the Kings 11 Punjab and Sunrise Hyderabad, and if we contradict it with the Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians,
Kolkata Knight Riders as well.
Exactly, Kolkata Knight Riders as well. I think Mumbai Indians, we should not put them in that category, because even though the 2 openers, Rohit Sharma and Quinton de Kock, might not be performing, they're quality batsmen nonetheless. So yeah. I think we just
Quinton de Kock is the highest scorer for Mumbai, so you can leave Mumbai out. But let's just talk, if you focus about, even for RCB, it's the same thing. If you leave out Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers, the team crumbles.
I think it has more to do with, even if you take Team India for that purpose. Team India have a brilliant top 3, but as soon as the middle order get exposed, they're not able to perform. And I think the reason for that is the bulk of the deliveries that the top 3 consume, or in fact, if you take Chennai's case, the bulk of the deliveries that MS Dhoni consumes, because the top 3 falters in within 6 or 7 overs. That gives you 14 more overs to explore yourself, and in those 14 overs, you could actually take singles, you could take doubles, you could acclimatize yourself to the condition, to the wicket. You might be able to know how it's going out there, and because of that, the middle order batsman is able to execute himself. Similarly for David Warner and Johnny Bairstow, they have a really good temperament. They bat till the 15th or 14th or 16th over. The middle order comes in, they do not know what to do, they think about settling in, they go for the big shot and they lose the wicket. So I think it's about knowing what your role is. Because if you have quality batsmen at the top, two batsmen who you can actually bank on and rely on that they will be performing and they will be playing 12 to 13 overs, then I think your role should be of negating the ones and twos in 1 over or 2 overs and then going for the big shots. I think your role identification is more important in this.
Well, you're talking about role identification. There's something that I would like to highlight, that in this tournament so far, Hardik Pandya's role is clear, that he has to go out and be berserk and just blast from ball one, and he has done that absolutely well. Well, if you talk about the different format in ODIs, wouldn't it be much easier if he's given the same role, because he's going to come down, bat lower in the order, just continue where you left from. Don't think that you're not playing for Mumbai anymore or it's the Indian Premier League. Just continue doing, just keep the basics right. Don't complicate what you're doing. Keep it simple. Just keep performing the way you were performing. And similarly for Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
Right.
because Mahendra Singh Dhoni in this Indian Premier League, yes, he has been aggressive. Yes, he's been very, one would say that his striking rate has been much better, much improved as compared to previous seasons. But then he's been in situations where he has first had to come out, play sensibly, hold the position, make a game out of nowhere, and then see the team through. So for India as well, when he does that, if he's played at number 4, which I think he should be played at number 4 in the limited over format.
MS Dhoni, right?
Yes, MS Dhoni should be played at number 4 in the for the ODI team at the World Cup. So if he continues to do the same, doing the same role, wouldn't it be much easier, because everyone then knows their role? Because right now,
Right.
at present in the Indian team, apart from the top 3 who are very comfortable, only they know their role.
Well, it will definitely be, but we'll get back to this topic. It's Chris Morris who bowled this over, and he conceded 10 runs in this over, and it was quite expensive from his end. He was bowling wayward, and 2 boundaries coming so far. 17 for 1 after 5 overs, and we'll also talk about the YouTube comment section over here. Arvind Kejriwal, Dr. Arvind Gangawal, welcome back, and he has given his prediction that it will be a final between Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals. Unnati Pandey, good evening. Dipendra Bhai, Khalid Menon saying Dhoni was a Delhi today, and Astute Survivor saying that it's a nervous day for DC today. MSD is always too much for anyone to handle well. That has always been the case, Astute Survivor. But coming back to the topic of MS Dhoni, I think MS Dhoni MS Dhoni and Hardik Pandya can turn out to be those match winners for India in the World Cup. I really feel that. The reason is because people are thinking that MS Dhoni might come down the order. He might come at number 5, number 6. But if you utilize him at number 4, and we do know that he is a finisher, and he's not that finisher. He used to be a finisher of Hardik, like Hardik Pandya usually is right now. He used to go for every single ball for a boundary or a 6. He used to do that once upon a time, but he matured up. He knew that he could do much more, and he could add the pressure on the other batsmen, on the bowlers, by also giving the non-striker that similar confidence, and to keep him with him for the next 20 or 30 overs. And that has been the case when MS Dhoni has been this. So I think if he's there at number 4, and if he's batting with the best of batsmen like Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma or Shikhar Dhawan in the top 3, then you can just imagine the damage that these 2 batsmen can do. And just in case if the wicket falls, I'm sure that the wicket will fall at the 40th or 42nd over if these 2 batsmen remain, and then you can send in Hardik Pandya, and if you give him 7 or 8 overs, I think that will be catastrophe for any of the fielders.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we have all the players who can play on a lot of positions, but then it's going to be very easy if the first lineup is set in the initial games itself, so that they don't have to try out all the possibilities and combinations. Meanwhile, there's a short delivery from Akshar Patel that has been cut by Suresh Raina for another boundary. So final welcome boundary for Chennai Super Kings as they look to break the shackles. The score moves on to 22 for 1 in 5.4 overs, with Duplessis on 12 from 20 and Raina at 9 from 5. Yes, coming back to the point that I was making to you, Wali, that if it will get much easier for the Indian team if everyone knows their roles from the first game itself. Even if they have to try the combinations, they'll have to try it from the first game, and they would have to hope and pray that they start working in the first half of the tournament so that it doesn't get late.
Another boundary this time by Suresh Raina. It was down the leg, bowled, and Suresh Raina just sweeps it towards the final leg region. So 26 for 1. And after that, Chris Morris over. I think there is a hint of momentum towards the Chennai Super Kings, and that is exactly what CSK will need right now. And they have just 2 more deliveries left for the power play. So I think Suresh Raina will back himself for 2 more big shots. But that was a poor delivery by Akshar Patel. He's bowled much better in the IPL. But 9 runs given so far. A single taken on the last delivery. And it's a decent power play for the Delhi Capitals. Just 27 runs coming off of it. And the 1 wicket also taken.
Yes, a very decent power play for Delhi Capitals' point of view, but at the same time for Chennai Super Kings, they would have wanted at least 10 to 15 more runs. However, they will be happy that they just lost one wicket of Shane Watson. Had there been more wickets falling or tumbling, then they would have been in a difficult situation, which has happened with Chennai Super Kings in the past. They have been 20 for 5, 18 for 3 in situation, and you would see Dhoni bat out. So much so far so good, I would say, for CSK. Yes, they are behind the 8-ball game, but then you have hitters like Ravindra Jadeja at the bottom order. You have Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and you have Kedar Jadhav, you have Raidu, so they can press on the gas when needed. And Wally, to your point, that the Indian team's combination, as soon as that's sorted, if you have, because we have heard Shikhar Dhawan, we have heard Rohit Sharma say time and again that we are not concerned about our position, we are not threatened about our position, we know what to do, we know what we have done, and we know how to continue doing the same thing. So the number 1, number 2, number 3 is sorted with Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, Virat Kohli. If you have Mahendra Singh Dhoni, which I think you should definitely have at number 4,
best batsman up top.
Exactly, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni is a person who can adapt and adjust in any situation, whether it's an early fall of wicket, or whether you have to give a platform, set a platform, or whether you have to hit aggressively also. He can change gears quickly, and he is the most experienced campaigner in this Indian team right now. So coming in the middle order is something that's going to be a confidence booster, I would say, for the first 3 as well, that if something wrong goes, we know we have someone to depend on, and at the same time for the batsmen to come in the end, because they know that there is someone who's going to do all the hard work and set the platform for us.
Meanwhile, it's a good shot this time by Suresh Raina through the covers, and that's another boundary, 31 for 1. So finally Suresh Raina getting back to his groove. He's on 18 of 8 deliveries, and it's the left arm spinner Jagdish Sucheth who's bowling his 3rd over, and it was slightly overpitched, and that's where you should not bowl to Suresh Raina, because he will punish you, and that is exactly what he did. The bottom hand comes into play and pierces the cover fielder. It's 31 for 1, and this time comes down the track. Will that be a wicket? And just away from Prithvi Shaw. That would have been another wicket for Delhi Capitals, and he survives. It's 33 for 1. A good delivery this time by Sucheth, and an interesting comment here by Astute Survivor saying that Morris has been abysmal this season. Not bad, not dismal, but abysmal. The degree of adjective used might be reflecting how much he has disappointed this year. I think I might have to agree with here, because he's turned out to be a real liability with the bat. And even if you look at his bowling, the waiver deliveries that he's bowling, he just eases off the pressure. And that ever since that over, you can just see that Chennai are now back in the game.
Well, I completely agree with you on that point, that I thought Sandeep Lamichhane was playing in this game. So even when I started the commentary, I was talking about Lamichhane, but then when I saw Chris Morris has replaced Lamichhane, that's a miss there for Delhi Capitals, because even if they had played Sandeep Lamichhane, I'm not saying that he would have performed exceptionally well, but the fact that he would have taken the pace of the ball and would have gripped the ball on this pitch, so would have helped, because you have Akshar Patel who can bowl in the power play overs, you have Sandeep Lamichhane who's been bowling for you in the power play overs, so why do you need that extra seamer? I remember there was a time under Gautam Gambhir's captaincy when Kolkata Knight Riders used to adopt this policy, and there was a slow sluggish pitch at the Eden Gardens where it would assist spinners, and we used to play 4 I'm saying we, Kolkata Knight Riders, I mean by that Kolkata Knight Riders used to play 4 spinners. So even when you come to a pitch like Chennai, if you play 4 spinners and you have a medium pacer and a pacer, I think that should do well, because you have Sherfin Rutherford, so there's someone who can bowl medium pace for you.
I think it's because of strengthening the batting lineup, I guess. That is why.
I mean, that can be one factor, but then again, as the comment in our chit chat session was made by one of the listeners, that
Astute
Survivor, very very astute with his comments, that he mentioned that Morris hasn't delivered the goods the way he did in the earlier seasons. He hasn't been up to the mark, and I think that's the only concern for Delhi Capitals, with Morris not being exceptional the way he was last season, and the middle order being fragile.
I think
these are the 2 concerns going into the playoffs for them.
I think had there been Kagiso Rabada, then Chris Morris wouldn't have been in the playing 11, but he's a decent player. He can still bowl well, and he has bowled well in the middle overs, so we'll just hope that he bowls well in the middle overs. Been well coming back to this score. It's 35 for 1. Mani Pant asking us who was the last wicket to get dismissed. It was Shane Watson. He was dismissed by Sucheth, the left arm spinner, Shopkart, Otis Mahabir, Pratik Boy, Shub, Khalid Menon saying that Dhoni is a cricket calculator master. Well, I do agree with that, Khalid Menon, and Shankar Oran is also here with us. So after the end of 7 overs, the score is 36 for the loss of 1 wicket. Suresh Raina is on 22 of 12. 4 boundaries under his belt, while Faf du Plessis is on 13 of 21 deliveries, just 1 boundary under his belt. So he needs to step up over here.
Well, the intentions from Suresh Raina are very clear that he's the aggressor. He's gonna be the one taking against the Delhi spinners, because even if you see that, the left hand right hand combination, that's going to be an advantage for him, because with the left arm bowlers bowling towards him, it's going to be easier for him to clear the ball with the arc. You have Akshar Patel, you have Suchit, so both of these would be bowling into the left hander. So it's very clear from Chennai's point of view that Suresh Raina is going to be the aggressor, while Faf du Plessis is the one who's going to stay and build his innings till the end, with the likes of Ambati Raidu, Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Kedar Jadhav to follow. They would be hoping that in the first 10 overs they get around 60 to 65, and then they can maximize in the last 10 with around 90-95 runs, because a 150 target with 3-4 spinners, quality spinners, is going to be very decent. Meanwhile, Amit Mishra has been introduced into the attack, and this one's been played down the ground by Suresh Raina for a single, as the Chennai score moves on to 37 with the loss of 1 wicket in 7.1 overs.
So now the veteran for the Delhi Capitals, Amit Mishra, has come to the bowling mark of first delivery bowled to Suresh Raina as he stepped down the wicket and took a single, and he's taken over 150 wickets in the IPL, bowled quite decently in the previous game as well, took 2 wickets against the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Du Plessis is now the man on strike. He's on 13 of 21. Raina is on 23 of 13 deliveries, and the projected score as of now is just reading 120-130, but I'm sure Chennai Super Kings, if they manage to keep their wickets, they will go beyond that. Another single this time taken by Du Plessis as he moves to the back foot and punches it towards the outside. Suresh Raina will now be the man on strike, and I'm sure that he will be targeting for a boundary at least in this over.
Yes, I feel pretty much the same, that he'll see another couple of deliveries, and before this over ends he's going to target for a 6 or a 4, because it's again Amit Mishra is going to be bowling into the batsman with his leg spin, as well Raina just nudges that one down the ground for another single. But then with the slowing run rate that they have, 39 for 1 in 10.3 overs, definitely CSK need to get a move on, whether not in this over but in the next over, maybe before the playoff, maybe before the timeout.
Well, Babar Sharif is here with us. He's saying that there was a bit of banter between Suresh Raina and Rishabh Pant as well, friendly banter, but oh, what a jump of a delivery, and that's the first sign, I guess, of some wrist spin over there. Faf du Plessis looked bamboozled there.
Yeah, perfect leg spinner there from Amit Mishra, trying to fend that one Faf du Plessis, but he was beaten all ends up as Rishabh Pant tried to stump him, but definitely he was in the crease. A good leg spin delivery, and again you can see that there is a lot of turn on the pitch, and with the next one just being a straighter one, that is good enough to makes a batsman in doubt. That's deliveries like those when one turns 3 to 4 degrees as a leg spinner and the other one just maintains its line and goes on straight. As a batsman you get confused whether the next one's going to turn or not, and that's where errors happen. So CSK, they have 40 for 1 in 7.5 overs, going at a rate of 5, and with 12 overs left, they would at least target around 110-120 runs.
It's 40 for 1 in 7.5 overs, 4 runs coming off this over. Final delivery to be bowled, and that will be another single by Raina. So 5 runs coming off this, a decent over by Amit Mishra. 41 for 1 after 8 overs. Babar Sharif is back with us, giving his predictions, saying that CSK will score 165 after 20 overs for the loss of 7 wickets. Ajib Paul supporting Chennai Super Kings. Forever Dance, Bhuva Shotar, Bhavesh Shotar, Kishore Thakur saying that CSK have started quite slow. Forever Dance, and Gamer Boy is predicting that 184 will be the final target set by RCB. Well, what will be a decent target?
CSK. He's saying that it will be set by CSK. RCB is pretty much done and dusted.
You didn't say RCB?
Yeah, you ended up saying RCB.
Wow.
But RCB is done and dusted with their campaign in the Indian Premier League. It was a disappointment for them last night when, well, actually it was a blessing in disguise, I would say.
Otherwise, that match.
Yeah, otherwise Rajasthan might have just gotten 2 points. So happy to have 1 point.
Well, it was a blessing in disguise because it wasn't a 6-over game. Had it been a 6-over game, it would have been the first team to get all out in 6 overs because they lost 7 wickets in 5 overs.
Yeah, I mean, it was strange with the first over going for not even just 5 overs, technically 4 overs, because the first over was 23 for no loss, and then in the 4 overs, 24 deliveries, you end up losing 7 wickets. It's not end up losing, throwing. It's throwing wickets. Meanwhile, Chris Morris has been brought back into the attack for his second over as he races up to bowl to Suresh Raina, who just tries to play it because it was a slower delivery, so he just tries to defend it. And CSK at the moment are 41 for 1. Yes, coming back to the point that we were making, how good the team, the start has been for Delhi. As a Delhi fan, you must be very excited that they've been able to contain the mighty CSK team?
Well, it's so far so good by Delhi Capitals, and the best thing that they would do now is to keep them contained, and I'm sure the pressure will build on them. The thing for Chennai Super Kings right now is that they know that they're not in good form, the top order, and that is why they're not taking their chances at the moment. But I think they need to explore a little bit over there, and that is exactly what Suresh Raina does. As soon as I say that, it was a length delivery. Suresh Raina just frees his arms and a boundary down the ground. Score moves on to 45 for the loss of 1 wicket, and Raina is playing a good knockover of 29 of 17 deliveries. Chris Morris continues to struggle over here.
I think their plan is to go against Chris Morris because they have given a lot of respect to Suchit, who knows the conditions well, who has used the condition well in his 3 overs. Then Amit Mishra is again a commodity which you cannot experiment too much with, so we'll have to see. But when it comes to Chris Morris, he's going to come bowl pace or maybe change of pace. So the plan and the target is to go against Chris Morris, as he's already conceded 10 runs in his first over, and in the next one he's given away 5 so far on the first 3 deliveries. 4, I beg your pardon, in the first 3 deliveries.
Well, Lakshmi Gupta suggesting that Chennai Super Kings will win this game, and Bhagraj Prajapat is asking us for a Hindi feed. Well, Bhagraj, there is a Hindi feed. You just go to the Sports Flashes YouTube channel. There is a Hindi feed. Go there. If you do not understand Hindi, then there is a Punjabi and a Bangla feed there as well. But we will keep on continuing. We will continue to speak in English over here. It's a 45 for 1 after 8.3 overs. Over pitch delivery outside the off stump. It was bowled at a slower rate, and a single taken by Raina as he gives Faf du Plessis the strike. He's on 15 of 24, while Raina is on 30 of 19 deliveries, 46 for 1 in 8.4 overs. Well, now let's get back to the top 4 race. So right now it's Sunrise Hyderabad who are at 4th and Mumbai Indians who are at 3rd, while CSK and DC are on 2nd and 1st respectively. RR are on 11 and KKR are on 10. So who do you think makes the cut?
Well, the top 3 pretty much look sorted in terms of DC and CSK already qualifying, and Mumbai Indians on the verge of qualifying with just 1 win left. Meanwhile, this is a short delivery from Chris Morris that has been pulled away by Faf du Plessis on near the 3rd fine leg area for another boundary. 50 up with that boundary, as CSK are now 50 for 1 in 8.5 overs. And just before they take a timeout, they take the first timeout, I'll quickly complete what I think about my top 4 would be. It's definitely CSK and Delhi. They have qualified. Mumbai is on the verge of qualifying, as I mentioned earlier. But for the 4th spot, if you see, there are 3 teams who can still qualify. I mean, there are 4 teams technically. Mathematically, there are 4 teams, with Rajasthan also standing a chance if a lot of games go in their favour. But what I think is Sunrisers Hyderabad are in a much better situation given with their run rate. All they need to do is register 1 win, and they'll have 14 points and a superior net run rate as compared to the other teams. For the other 2 teams, it's a must-win game. Kings 11 Punjab need to win both of their games. So do Kolkata Knight Riders. So it's going to be a tough call. Let's see how that pans out. Meanwhile, 9 overs have been bowled. The first strategic timeout has been taken as Chennai Super Kings are 50 at the loss of 1 wicket. Watson was dismissed for a duck, while du Plessis and Raina are at the crease. We'll take a short break and stay tuned. We'll join you back in a moment.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a 3rd All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes Live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes. Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes.
Welcome back to Sports Flashes. With me, I am Sahil Maggu, and I'm now joined by Paritosh Joshi, as Chennai Super Kings have taken their first strategic timeout and are at 51 for 1 in 9.1 overs. We'll just give you a quick recap as to what has happened. Faf du Plessis is batting at the moment at a score of 19 from 26 deliveries. He's being accompanied by Suresh Raina, who's on 31 from 20 deliveries, as Amit Mishra is bowling his second over, giving away just 6 runs in his 1.2 overs so far. One wicket has been taken by Delhi Capitals, a wicket of Shane Watson, who was dismissed for duck as he tried to pull one on Jagdish Suchit's delivery, but was caught in the deep at the score of 0 from 9 deliveries. Paritosh, welcome to the Chit Chat session, and tough time for Chennai Super Kings as they seem to be struggling with just 52 for 1 in 9.3 overs.
Well, they are struggling right now, but only a matter of time. And Suresh Raina, that was close there from Amit Mishra, and he has been a phenomenal bowler for Delhi Capitals, and they are pressurizing this CSK side here with conditions in their favour. They're certainly looking at pressurizing the Chennai Super Kings enough to get a positive result out of their home ground. Chennai Super Kings have played fantastically in Chennai, barring the Mumbai match, but this time around Delhi Capitals, they look to certainly pressurize them enough to have a score that they can chase easily here. But Chennai Super Kings, for them, the wickets are still in their favour.
Well, yes, 9 wickets still in the hut, with big hitters like Ambati Rayudu, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Kedar Jadhav sitting in the pavilion watching as to what the proceedings have been for Chennai so far. 53 for 1 in 9.5 overs. They would be expecting at least 100 in the last 10 with wickets in hand, as this one's just been played towards the offside for no run, and that would complete 10 overs. Suresh Raina on 32, Faf du Plessis on 20. Coming back to the chit chat session as to who was there. Surinder Khati says DC will win. Tenzin Sugrab has joined us. He says Sri, I think he's trying to mention.
He's trying to
yes, he says
Wali.
hi, sir.
Tenzin is asking for Wali. Yes, Wali is in Hindi right now, and he'll be joining us in the English as well. Khalid Neman says weather is cool, so no dew today. Well, certainly the humidity and the heat is being reduced, so there is no dew in the moment at Chennai.
Yes, Khalid, it's a spin track. It's a spin-friendly track, and that's why Chennai and Delhi both have played a lot of spinners. Delhi have introduced Jagdish Suchit for this first game in this season. He was earlier playing with Mumbai Indians, Paritosh, and this time he's now been taken by Delhi, and his first game he seemed to be doing really well.
Well, he seems to be doing really, really well here, but Delhi team as a whole are doing very well, and the stats for Jagdish Suchit is 3 overs, 14 runs and a wicket, so he has got the lone wicket and the economy of 4.69, so 67. So certainly things are in his favour, and at the moment Delhi Capitals, they surely have an edge in this game, but as we all know, T20 game, it can change over a course of just 5 to 10 deliveries. That's all it is needed to unlock the shackles. And CSK, they have the batting right now, they have the depth to score big runs, they have the batsmen. It's only a matter of time before these two start to get going, because they are looking to build on a partnership here. They are looking solid at the moment, and they'll certainly score at a very different rate if they go on to play for 3 more overs from here on, because there is no Kagiso Rabada, so Delhi might face some troubles going deep with this batting lineup.
Well, with that, Sherfin Rutherford has been introduced into the attack as he bowled his first delivery, which was tucked away by Suresh Raina for a single. He moves on to 33 from 23, while Tenzing says, "Hi Chulbul sir." Chulbul Joshi sir, I think that's a nickname that Paitoshi set for you.
Well, yes, certainly Tenzin likes to denote me by that, but hello Tenzin, and hello to everyone who is listening to us at Sports Flashes. Right now the score is for Chennai after the end of 10 overs. It's 54 for 1, 10.1 overs gone, and Duplessis playing at 20 for 29 deliveries. Raina is on 33 off of 23, so Duplessis is certainly holding back at the moment. He is very, very slow at the moment, under a strike rate of 100. And Raina, well, he's scoring at a decent rate, and he'll look to guide on the team. He'll play the aggressor here on, because Duplessis is struggling at the pitch at the moment. And with that, the partnership now above 50-51 of 43 deliveries for both of these two after the initial wicket of Shane Watson that came early on for Delhi. So they haven't had any success lately in this match. Only the Shane Watson wicket was going in their favour. They have applied pressure, they have applied the brakes on the runs, but they need some wickets right now, Delhi, if they want to win it.
Well, if you see the batting order, batting partnership for these two, they've been very consistent, but the start that was given, meanwhile, that's been tucked towards the fine leg area, which for another couple of runs for Suresh Raina as he comes back. And coming back to what I was mentioning, that the start wasn't good for Chennai Super Kings, because there were 3 runs in 3 overs. If you take that out of the equation, I think these two have done pretty well, because they've scored on 54 runs from 7 overs, which is still at par, going at a rate of 8, almost 8. But then what happened in the first 3 overs was just 3 runs. Trent bowled beautifully, giving away 2 runs in his 2 overs. So a very crucial spell there from Trent Bolt, and he would want to end it on the same note, because at the death overs it has been observed that Trent Bolt has conceded runs. He is as good as Kagiso Rabada is, so that would be important to see. Meanwhile, Sherfin Rutherford has bowled that delivery wide outside off-stump, which has been given a wide by the umpire, and this is the 6th bowler that you would want to target from Chennai Super Kings point of view.
Well, certainly for Chennai Super Kings point of view, they need to pull up their socks, score at a different rate from this, because at this rate they are not posing a decent enough total, and Delhi Capitals would very much back themselves at this rate to win this game. But with the batting lineup that Chennai Super Kings has, it certainly won't be the same equation after the end of 20 overs. Rutherford has bowled good in his first over, just 6 runs off of the 4 deliveries that he has bowled, so decent start from him in the absence of Kagiso Rabada. But Chris Morris being there in their lineup, he'll certainly add some X factor, because he's a decent bowler. Batting hasn't been so good for him, and that was the reason that he was excluded from the team in the previous games.
Well, there are a lot of support for DC here in the chit-chat session, as Bardi Chand says DC will win. Azad Singh has also joined us. Saifuddin says that I am Shriram Maurya from Saudi. Well, hi to you from Saudi. Keep listening to us. And Manasa Reddy is asking who will win. Well, it's difficult to say at the moment, but definitely Delhi Capitals have a strong grip on the game. They are performing much better in the situation as compared to what CSK would have wanted, or CSK fans would have liked. But you never know with cricket, and especially with CSK, with every game going to the end, you can't really say.
Well, certainly you can't really say, and emerging players, well, certainly quite a few young players who are getting on to the spotlight, as Raina drives through the covers, but a fielder on that occasion, so they'll only get a single on the last delivery. 61 now up on the board after 11 overs. They are going under under the run rate of 6 at the moment, so bad news
close.
there for CSK, but not to panic at the moment because they have wickets in their hands.
Yes, they have wickets in their hand, and we'll just give you a quick follow-up as to who are the batsmen who are going to come in next. There's Ambati Rayudu, there's MS Dhoni, there's Kedar Jadhav, there's Dwayne Bravo, there's Ravindra Jadeja. So a lot of firepower in the team, and Harbhajan Singh can also smash the ball along with Deepak Chahar. So there is a lot of firepower left. There is a lot of ammunition to destroy the Delhi Capitals attack, and with 11 overs gone, I'm pretty sure that the message would be loud clear that let's start targeting the bowlers, let's start getting to where as we want to go. They haven't lost wickets, they have preserved wickets, which was very evident with the way they started, with just getting 3 runs from the first 3 overs, because they didn't want to lose wickets initially. Now in the back end, when all of these can slog hit and smash the ball, I think they would be looking around 155, 160, which is par score.
Well, they certainly would be looking at a par score of around 150, 160, but at this rate, it is not coming at this rate. They have 9 overs in their hands and they need to score 100 above runs, so they need to change gears here. They need to strike the ball hard and get some boundaries and sixes under their belt, especially Suresh Raina, because he's looking quite comfortable on the pitch right now. 37 of 27 deliveries for him, and Du Plessis at the other end, well, he's struggling. 22 of 31 for him, and a single on the first delivery from Raina. 38 now up on board for him, as Du Plessis will now face Amit Mishra, and who'll be bowling his third over. So he has been very, very good for them. No wickets, but only 9 runs conceded in 2.2 overs. Faf Du Plessis tries to go for the boundary, and on that occasion a fielder, brilliant fielding there by Ingram, and fantastic for him that he gets a double, a rare double in this innings, because he's scoring at a rate that he's not known for. Faf Du Plessis, he's certainly out of touch, and he will look to get some runs under his belt.
Well, what commitment there by Colin Ingram there, saving 2 runs, certainly saving a boundary there, while CSK got 2 runs from there. The score moves on to 64 at the loss of 1 wicket in 11.4 overs. Mishra has been bowling exceptionally well, giving away just 11 runs in his 2.4 overs. A lot of people want to know where the match is being played. The match is being played in Chennai at the MA Chidambaram Stadium, where the pitches are slow and assist the spinners. Meanwhile, an up-ish shot there. Would that give you a 4? No, Shikhar Dhawan is there. So the outfield is also very slow.
Well, the outfield is slow because the ball isn't travelling very fast. We saw on the previous occasion Colin Ingram getting to the ball on time, although it was hit hard by Faf Du Plessis. And on this occasion, Faf Du Plessis tried to go for an inside-out shot over covers, and that was not to reach the boundary because the outfield is certainly quite slow. The dampness of the stadium is gone. The heat is lesser because of the rain, and with a single now, Suresh Raina on strike, and he has struck the 4 that was needed. So the over ends with a 4 for the Chennai Super Kings. 69 up on board for them, and a crucial boundary there for Chennai Super Kings.
Well, it was a bad delivery and it deserved to be struck for a 4. A full length delivery on the leg side, a hit me ball practically for Suresh Raina, as he slog-slapped that one towards a fine leg area for a 4. Just inches above Chris Morris. Had he been a couple of inches taller, would have been a catch for him, but then good fortune.
Well, he's not, and
he is already very tall.
He's not, because that would have been awkward if if he would have grown 2 inches taller just for the IPL. But certainly not happening at the moment. But what is happening at the moment is Suresh Raina is looking to get some boundaries for his team, and much required, because at this rate they are not looking at a very good total from here on. 12 overs are now gone, and 69 up on board for Chennai Super Kings. They need to score good in the rest of the 8 overs and finish strong to get at least 150-60 up on board, so their bowlers can compete, because the only deficiency that this team had, Delhi Capitals, was their bowling, because there was no Kagiso Rabada, and they have certainly compensated. They have been aggressive. They have compensated for the lack of pace that they had. Chris Morris has been introduced into the team, and he certainly would be liking to get some runs under his belt also, because he's quite a batsman as well. So now Rutherford is brought back into the attack, as there's a single on the very first delivery. So Suresh Raina is now back on strike.
Well, Suresh Raina is back on strike and he has been really well in the first 20 deliveries that he has played in the Vivo IPL this season. Last season, he struck at the rate of 121. The 21 to 30 margin, he went at 135. And when he's played 30 plus deliveries, he scored at 167 strike rate. So in this occasion, he has played 29 deliveries, almost on the verge of playing 30 deliveries. He's already striking the ball well for 42 from 29. But then now the platform is set. The sage is set and they have 9 wickets in hand, so he'll probably go up against Rutherford. As short delivery has been pulled away towards the fine leg area for a couple of runs. Ingram does well. Oh, it's just a single. How well has Ingram been?
Well, Ingram has been very good for Delhi Capital, especially in the field. We saw the brilliant catch. That was a contender for catch of the season, and he was the one who initiated that, although it was registered in Akshar Patel's name, but he deserved the full credit for it. Akshar Patel only had to just grab the ball by his hands and he had to do nothing in that, but that is the fate of the game, as Ingram was the one who initiated that. And Rishabh Pant on that occasion, brilliant save by him. He certainly saved some runs for his team, a wide although, but that could have been extra 4 runs.
And that was going for a wide plus a 4, which would have resulted in 5 runs, but it's only resulted in a single because Rishabh Pant, a full stretch dive there from the keeper there, saving 4 runs for his team, as Chennai Super Kings are 72 for 1 in 12.2 overs, going about 6 runs per over, less than 6 actually, but one can say 6 runs per over. And if they want to get about 150, 155, they would need to strike at the rate of 10. Meanwhile, that's a good shot from Faf du Plessis. Is that going to be 6? Yes, it is a 6 from du Plessis, as it was a full delivery on the outside off stump. And what a shot over cover area.
Fantastic there by Faf du Plessis, and certainly the shackles have been unlocked now. He is striking the ball quite hard now, and he didn't go for the boundary. He said, I'll clear it on my own. Rutherford tried to go for the slow one, and that has backfired for him, as the 6 have been scored by Faf du Plessis. He is looking to strike every ball. Faf du Plessis picking his bat uppishly, and that is positive signs for Chennai, because their batsmen realize that they need to pick up the runs here. They need to score at a different rate. At this rate, they are not looking very good. 2 deliveries still remain, and 10 runs are already off of this over. So fantastic over given to Chennai Super Kings.
Well, you see the condition and see the situation. Chennai are 79 for 1 in 12.4 overs. They have 9 wickets left, so it's the right time for them to press the pedal, put on a few runs, because they would need at least 150 to defend at this pitch. Well, it seems to be slow, but then it gets better in the second innings as Suresh Raina tries to pull that one. Doesn't come out from the middle, doesn't come out from the good part of the bat for a single, as Akshar Patel is there in the mid-wicket area. He does the tidying up job, and the score moves on to 80 for 1 in 12.5 overs. 7 overs left after this. A lot of firepower for CSK, with likes of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Ambati Rayudu, Kedar Jadhav, Dwayne Bravo, Ravindra Jadeja, Harbhajan Singh, who can all strike the ball well. So yes, the platform is set, the stage is set, and if they need 150, 160, they would need to go about 10 runs per over, as we've been talking about. So fireworks from now on.
Well, certainly fireworks are what needed for Chennai Super Kings, and Raina drives it down for a single, and that will conclude the over for the Chennai Super Kings. So 13 overs are now done. 81 up on the board for Chennai Super Kings with a loss of 1 wicket. And good news for Chennai fans that Faf du Plessis is looking to score at a different rate from now on. 32 off of 37 from him. Suresh Raina is nearing his 50. 44 up on board for him on 31 deliveries. No 6s, but 6 boundaries. So positive news coming for Chennai Super King fans. Coming to our live chit chat session, Unnati Pandey is with us. Anil Bhai Raebareli is rooting for Delhi Capitals in this particular match. Prakash Mitharwal is also rooting for the Delhi, and he is complimenting our chit chat session. Thank you, Prakash, for that. Anil Bhai Raebareli is saying 150 is what it looks like at the moment. Well, it certainly looks like it looks even harder for Chennai Super Kings. Tenzin is promoting our chat at the moment and asking people to just talk about cricketing stuff, and that's positive for our followers. And Unnati is telling something to Tenzin at the moment. Well, that is their personal chat. I'll not be getting into it. Anil Bhai Raebareli. Well, you are quite a DC supporter. You want them to win. Good news for you is that they have already qualified for the playoffs after a long period of time. The last time they qualified, actually, that was in second season, right?
Yeah, it was in 2012 that the last time Delhi Daredevils then qualified for the playoffs, and it's been come after 7 years. So happy faces in the Delhi dugout camp, and this one's been struck for a 6 down the ground. Akshar Patel tries to pull a full length delivery on middle stump. Fab du Plessis comes down the track and hits a straight 6, clean as a whistle, as Chennai Super Kings whistle Podu are on verge.
Well, they are certainly looking a very different side from previous 3 overs, because Fab du Plessis is striking the ball well at the moment. 2 sixes in 2 overs for him, as Akshar Patel could only wash that one over his head. And another one straight down the but it has gone high up in the air. Will there be a catch? Yes, it will be. Shikhar Dhawan on that, and he celebrates like he does in a particular Kabaddi fashion. So Akshar Patel, he has the last laugh, but du Plessis, he certainly did well. 39 over 41 for him, and he was struggling at one moment. He tried going for the big shots and has lost his wicket at the moment, but that was the need of the hour. They needed some quick runs, and Fab du Plessis tried delivering that and has lost his wicket in the process. For Chennai Super Kings, a change in the middle of the pitch for them, as Mahendra Singh Dhoni walks down the ground to accompany Suresh Raina. Now the Ingathala and the Chinnathala are in the middle for Chennai Super Kings fans as they roar, and their joyous screams are buzzing throughout Chepauk at the moment, as their captain MS Dhoni walks down to accompany Suresh Raina, and they look to take this Delhi Capitals attack from the front.
Yes, just give you a score update as to what has happened so far. Chennai Super Kings are 87 for 2 in 13.3 overs. Fab du Plessis, the last man to be dismissed, has scored 39 from 41 deliveries with 2 4s and 2 6s. He was caught by Shikhar Dhawan on the bowling of Akshar Patel. The first man to be dismissed was Shane Watson, who was caught by Akshar Patel on the bowling of Jagdish Suchit, who has been introduced in the playing 11 for Delhi Capitals, as Rabada and Lamichane are not playing for them. Watson scored a duck from 9 deliveries, and at the moment the crease are Suresh Raina, who's batting at 44 from 31 deliveries with 6 boundaries, no sixes, and joining him is joining Chinnathala is Thala himself, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, who's yet to face a delivery.
Well, the first delivery, he'll be at the non-striker's end, but a single, and that will result in Dhoni coming on the strike. 13.3 overs gone. It's 87 now up on board, as Mahendra Singh Dhoni will now face his first delivery of the game, and these two have played quite some knocks for their team, both for Indian side and for Chennai Super Kings, so they would want him to strike today, as Dhoni is the one who will be facing his first delivery. And the positive news for them is that his successor is the one who is keeping wickets at the moment. Rishabh Pant, he is looked upon as the one who will certainly have a place for himself in the squad after MS Dhoni calls it quits, but if he goes on at this form, it's not looking very good for him, because MS Dhoni is not looking like he'll stop playing as of now. For Delhi fans, that is sad news, because Rishabh Pant tried for a stump on MS Dhoni, and MS Dhoni being himself was way too fast for him.
Well, yes, MS Dhoni is the fastest keeper with the gloves, and in the footwork also he's the fastest. Rishabh Pant thinking that he got his man, but well, there's a long way to go for you in all of those aspects. Whether you want to replace Dhoni or whether you want to stump Dhoni, there's a long way for you to go. As good fielding there from Akshar Patel restricts Dhoni on note. 14 overs have been completed. Chennai Super Kings are 88 at the loss of 2 wickets. Last 6 overs left. So what is your prediction, Paritosh? How much do you think is a good total that they'll be able to defend?
Well, a good total is around 160, 165, but I don't think Chennai will get there. I think around 155 would be what they are targeting at the moment, because the wicket is not behaving very well. According to how the batsmen are reacting, I think around 155, that would be the total that Chennai Super Kings would get at the first innings, and they'll have to bank on their bowlers to deliver them with the goods.
Well, I agree with you that 155, 160 is something which will be defendable, which is the power score on this Chidambaram, MA Chidambaram pitch. And if you get 150 or 160, there's some assurance for your bowlers that even if one of those have a bad day, the others can chip in. And there'll be added pressure on Delhi Capitals because they've tend to succumb if their openers haven't performed well. The middle order has succumbed on several occasions. So 155, 160 is what we are predicting from our chit chat session. What do you think CSK will get? Please share with your comments, as Jagdish Suchit has been brought into the attack to bowl his last over. He gave a 14 and picked up 1 wicket in his 3 overs, as this one's been dragged by Suresh Raina towards the boundary mid-wicket area. A boundary for Raina there as the score moves on to 92 for 2 in 14.1 overs. The first delivery from Jagdish Suchit has been dragged by Raina, and this is what we were saying, what we were expecting, that they will be pushing on the pedal and scoring up to about 160, 165.
Well, they would be looking for 165, but with these two at the pitch, if they stay for long, it's certainly possible. But 1 wicket from here, and there'll be red signals all around Chepauk for Chennai Super King fans. As the moments pass by, Suresh Raina is not looking like he'll stop. Another 4 for him, and a half century for the Chinnathala as he moves on to 53. A brilliant shot down the ground over the head of the bowler. 4 and 53 just of 34 deliveries as yellow flags wave around Chepauk. A brilliant 50 on that moment from Suresh Raina. When his team needed him to stay, he has stayed at the pitch and now is looking to play the role of an aggressor for his team.
Well, a much deserved 50 for Suresh Raina there. His team was struggling with 4 for 1 in 3.4 overs as he came out to bat, and he's been excelling since then. This one's been dragged down again towards the mid-wicket area, and that's gonna... Oh, there was almost a brilliant catch from Trent Bolt, but what has happened is it's resulted in a 6. That would have been a catch of the season had that would have stuck, but the momentum obviously took Trent Bolt towards the over the boundary ropes as it's a 6 for Suresh Raina.
Well, fantastic effort there on that occasion by Trent Bolt, almost getting the better of out of that, and only just if he could have released the ball quicker, that would have been Suresh Raina packing his bags and going back into the hut. But 6 more for Chennai Super Kings as
the score moves on to 102 for 2 in 14.3 overs, and 14 runs have come from the first 3 deliveries. So a very well placed. Well, earlier it was seeming that, they were going very slow, the run rate was struggling, but now with the way that they have pressed on the gas, it seems as it was a very calculated move, and Dhoni would have told the team that preserve the wickets, and from then after a certain point we'll go for the kill.
Well, that was the strategy they are going forward with, as MS Dhoni, well, he has been good this season against RCB. He has scored a brilliant 84 for just 48 deliveries, taking the game almost away from them, and a chance here for them as Shikhar Dhawan catches another one, just gets hold of it. He missed it altogether, he fluffed it, he knows, but the ball landed on his chest as he fell down on the ground, and an edge and caught by Shikhar Dhawan. Suresh Raina was looking dangerous, but that would be relief for Delhi Capitals fans as Suresh Raina will now walk back into the pavilion, and there will be another new batsman onto the pitch. With two new batsmen, the pressure is certainly again on Chennai Super Kings. Shikhar Dhawan just missed it, and he knows that what a brilliant catch he has taken. He almost fluffed that, but Shikhar Dhawan being Shikhar Dhawan, he hardly misses catches like these. Another one down for Chennai Super Kings as the score now is after the end of 14.5 overs. It's 102 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Well, Suresh Raina tried to hit that one again out of the park, but this time he mistimed the ball as it was bowled outside off stump deliberately by Suchit, as the top edge resulted in a catch for Shikhar Dhawan. A good catch there by Shikhar Dhawan because he was, I would say, he didn't sight the ball easily, but then he did recover and took a brilliant catch. A thigh 5 celebration that followed after completing the catch, as Chennai Super Kings are now 102 for 3 in 14.5. Joining MS Dhoni, who is at duck at the moment from the 2 deliveries that he has faced, is Ravindra Jadeja. So left hand right hand combination because of the fact that there's a left arm bowler bowling and there are a couple of overs from Akshar Patel left.
Well, certainly that would have been the thought going forward, because they don't want the bowlers to get too comfortable. At the moment, Chennai had some momentum going for them, but 2 quick wickets haven't worked in their favour. With 2 new batsmen in, MS Dhoni will certainly have to take things into his own hands, as Ravindra Jadeja is the one who is accompanying MS Dhoni at the moment in the centre. 14.5 overs done, and a crucial wicket of Suresh Raina has fell for Chennai Super Kings. 59 he scored off of 37, as MS Dhoni just drives that for a dot, and it's 15 overs done, 102 for the loss of 3 wickets, and the umpire has signalled for a strategic timeout, so we'll give you a quick recap. Suresh Raina, a fantastic innings from him comes to an end, and now the 2 batsmen who are in are MS Dhoni, the captain, and Ravindra Jadeja. Jagdish has been fantastic, 3.5 overs, 2 wickets for him, and 2 crucial wickets.
Yes, in his spell of 4 overs, he was fantastic because he was included in the team. He's the one who has picked up those 2 wickets, as Chennai Super Kings are now 102 for 3 in 15 overs. Well, second timeout has been taken. We'll also take a short break, and after the break, we'll join you on Sports Flashes. Stay tuned as we take a quick break.
This is Sports Flashes Live. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a 3rd All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes Live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports.
And welcome back to the live chit chat with me, Parthosh Joshi, and Wali Siddiqui at Sports Flashes for the match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings. Dhoni and Jadeja are at the centre with the with the strategic timeout just ending. 3 deliveries have been bowled. Dhoni has opened his account. He's playing along with Ravindra Jadeja, and he's back into the side to lead his team. He has been good for them in this season, and he's certainly looking like previous Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Well, for Chennai Super Kings, these both need a partnership between them because 2 quick wickets haven't worked in their favour.
And it's 107 for 3 right now. In fact, 104 for 3 without single. And it's MS Dhoni who is batting out there along with Ravindra Jadeja. Quite surprised that Kedar Jadhav or Dwayne Bravo weren't sent above him. But I think there might be an interesting ploy over here. Akshar Patel bowling, this time a slog sweep, and I think that might be the reason why. But oh, he's dropped it. It was Rutherford who was standing at square leg. That would have been another wicket of Jadeja. And what does he do? He just hoiks it towards the square leg boundary, and it's a 6 over there.
Another 6, and misfortunate this time around. Delhi Capitals, they could have got a wicket, but their wounds have been salted on that occasion by a 6, and that could have been easily taken by Rutherford. He didn't need to do anything spectacular at the moment. But for Chennai Super Kings, another boundary for their name as Jadeja, who was trying to dance down the pitch and smack him hard, but an edge on that matter, and the ball just scoops over Rishabh Pant towards the back door, and another 4 for them.
Well, you have to feel sorry for Akshar Patel. He was bowling a wonderful spell, but 31 runs being conceded so far in 3 overs, 1 wicket already. He could have had 2. It's 116 for 3 with that boundary of 16 overs. MS Dhoni's on 2 of 5, while Ravindra Jadeja has taken no time to smash a few boundaries, and 6 is he's on 12 of just 4 deliveries, and it's an important phase of the game right now for CSK as well as Delhi Capitals. Tenzing Sugrab is here with us. Anil Bhai Rai Bareli saying that 150 will be the final score. Anil Bhai Rai Bareli saying that why did you drop the catch, Rutherford? Well, I think it's better if we ask him. Neha Verma, Dinkush Deva, and Suman Dey is here as well. It's 116 for the loss of 3 wickets. MS Dhoni will now have the strike. He's on 2 of 5, while Jadeja is on 12 of 4.
Well, 16 overs are done, and Chennai are not in a favourable position at the moment. 2 quick wickets of Suresh Raina and Faf du Plessis hasn't worked in their favour. They weren't scoring at a blistering rate, and to add to their miseries, they have lost quick wickets. Ravindra Jadeja could have been sent packing, but Rutherford was the one who certainly fluffed an easy catch right at the square leg boundary. So for our fans from Nepal, Sandeep Lamichhane isn't in the side, as he is a usual constant only when the match is at Firoz Shah Kotla. Chris Morris has been introduced into the attack now, and he'll be looking to add some inflict some pain onto this reeling Chennai Super Kings, because this is not the usual rate at which Chennai scores. Definitely not at Chepauk.
116 for 3. Chris Morris, he didn't bowl a good spell in the initial overs. He went for 19 runs of 2 overs, and he would love to conclude it in the proper manner. It's 116 for 3. First ball was a dot ball as Mahendra Singh Dhoni went for the big shot over mid-wicket, but he missed completely as it went to the keeper. A second delivery was a slow one, so it's another 2 dot deliveries of this over. 116 for 3. And the reason why Sandeep Lamichhane is not playing today, I'm not quite sure over there, because I think this was the perfect wicket made for him apart from Firoz Shah Kotla. I think he would have got some purchase over here. I think he would have got some wickets over here, and he should have definitely been in place of Chris Morris, I guess. But if you remove Chris Morris and add Lamichhane, then I think you fall a batsman shot. But you have to take the risk. You have to gamble, because even Chennai have taken gambles, and that is the reason why they have become champions on 3 separate occasions.
Well, if a certain Kagiso Rabada was there, certainly Sandeep Lamichhane would have got the call, but that was not the case, as Rabada had some back issues. And positive news for Chennai fans is that Mahendra Singh Dhoni has unlocked his shackles. He has struck his first boundary of the match, and Chris Morris is the victim, and 6 runs. He moves on to loose delivery from Chris Morris, easily caught. A shorter delivery by Chris Morris that shouldn't have been bowled away from the body, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni would take that to the boundary any day of the year.
And that's a pull shot by MS Dhoni. So first boundaries for him, 6 of 8. Now he moves on to Jadeja's on 12 of 4. Fourth delivery of this over as Chris Morris steams in. It's an overpitched one, this one. So a single taken by MS Dhoni to give Jadeja the strike. I think Chennai Super Kings have their plans in mind. I think they are targeting that 150 mark because it might turn out to be a really good score in this wicket. It's 121 for 3 after 16.4 overs. Jadeja will now be the man on strike. Will he target Chris Morris? I think he will. So the Delhi fielders will have to be quite aware that there might be a catch coming towards them. Meanwhile, Ravindra Jadeja has to do what he did in the initial 4 overs and go for the 4s and 6s, because if Dhoni still stays there till the very end, then he can lead to over 35 runs in the final 2 overs.
Well, he certainly is capable of producing a brilliant end to the innings, but for that to happen, another batsman certainly needs to stay at the other end and support him constantly, as another 4 coming for CSK, cheekily played late on by Jadeja and Morris. Well, you can only look on at the moment as boundaries keep on coming for Chennai Super Kings, and the score moves on to 125 for the loss of 3 wickets after 16.5 overs. Positive from Chennai Super Kings, 9 runs coming off of the 5 deliveries that have been bowled, and 1 or 2 more runs, then their quota for the over is done.
Well, quite cunningly played there by Ravindra Jadeja. He just late cuts it towards the third man region. There was no fielder standing at deep third man, and another boundary. It's 125 for 3, 16.5 overs being bowled, and he's batting quite well over here. He's on 16 of just 5 deliveries is Ravindra Jadeja. Final delivery of the over, and this time it will be a single towards long off. 126 for 3 after 17 overs. 3 more overs remain. Trent Boult has 2 overs, so it's quite certain that he'll be bowling this one. And if we talk about the bowling figures, then the overs remaining for Chris Morris is also 1, so he'll be bowling this over, while Trent Boult will also be bowling an over. So it will be the 2 frontline pacers, one South African international Chris Morris and the New Zealand international Trent Boult, who will have to conclude it in grand style in order for Delhi Capitals to chase a target of under 150, because they'll be pleased if that does happen over here.
Well, they'll be pleased if that happens, but for that to happen, MS Dhoni needs to stay right till the end. For CSK fans, the positive news is that there is the absence of Kagiso Rabada, but the deadly news is that Trent Boult is still having his 2 overs, so he is one deadly bowler. They were able to get through him for the first 2 overs, scoring just 2 runs in these 2 overs. So they certainly need to, somebody needs to have some responsibilities, because he'll be the one who'll be bowling the 18th and the 20th over, I guess, and 1 over would be given to maybe
Chris Morris
will be bowling the 19th over. So they have pacers coming their way. Will they be able to? Yes, I was right. Trent Boult is the one who's bowling the 18th over, as Jadeja tries to smack that one through the mid-wicket, but a fielder there on that occasion. Jadeja tried to run that one, but the ball has been thrown to the wrong end, so it's safe for Chennai Super Kings. Trent Boult a single on that occasion. So for Dhoni, he certainly needs to strike big runs, and Trent Boult is a very, very good bowler. He has not been in action this time around for Delhi, but if he's fit for the next IPL, they have the pairing of Kagiso Rabada and Trent Boult. That is very, very deadly.
127 for 3, and yeah, the way he has bowled today has been quite tremendous, but he needs to end it well over here. And with a batsman like Mahendra Singh Dhoni now batting at this stage, then he will be quite worried at the same time, but he has enough experience, does the Trent Boult. I'm sure he will be able to counter it, but it will be an interesting contest between these 2 modern day greats, Trent Boult and MS Dhoni. Talking about Trent Boult's IPL career, he has played 30 games, he has taken 34 wickets in the process. He's bowling the second delivery right now as he comes over the wicket, and it's pulled. There is no fielder at deep square leg, so a 4-run, a boundary for MS Dhoni over here. The score now moves on to 131 for 3. Quite cunningly played over there by MSD. Was waiting for the top edge, but he got a top edge, but it went over the short fine leg fielder's head, and that's a good shot. 131 for 3 after 17.2 overs. Jitendra Patel is saying that we will lose the World Cup because of Dhoni's batting. Well, I think we might be able to win the World Cup because of Dhoni's batting, Jitendra. King Furkan is here with us as well. Anil Bhai Rai Bareli, and another good shot. This time it was straight in the fielder's hand, and a quick single taken over here. 132 for 3 now after 17.4 overs. Ankit Kumar is here with us as well. Gokaran Jayal supporting Chennai Super Kings, and yes, it's 17.3 overs bowled, 132 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Positive news, as the boundary that was required has certainly come. They need to just keep the scoreboard ticking, keep taking the ones and twos, even if they are not able to take the boundaries, because the runs need to keep coming for Chennai Super Kings at the moment. They don't need to, their scoreboard to be stagnant, as Jadeja is the one who tries to go for the boundary, but only a single would come for them, and tight fielding has been in place for Delhi Capitals. They have certainly saved at least 10 odd runs for their team. That has been the case, but that one shot which they missed off Suresh Raina, that gave 6 extra runs, because every run counts in this format, and certainly at pitches like this that could certainly come back to haunt them, because they leaked a few boundaries at that moment.
It's 133 for 3 after 17.4 overs. MS Dhoni will be the man on strike now, and 7 runs coming so far of this over of the 4 deliveries. It's been a decent over for Chennai. Trent Boult is bowling the 5th delivery of this over, 133 for 3. And if you look at the offside field, it's quite packed over there. There is a short fine leg as well, so there might be a deep mid wicket and a sweeper cover. He bowls in to MS Dhoni, a slower bounce, well disguised delivery. Amit Mishra standing at short fine leg does his duties. A single taken once again. 134 for 3 after 17.5 overs. And that ball was paced at a 112.3 kilometers per hour.
Well, certainly very, very smart there on that occasion by Trent Boult, because the MS Dhoni is looking for boundaries at the moment, and he's not giving deliveries away, which MS Dhoni certainly favors. Not giving the fuller boundaries, not giving away the good deliveries which are backed by MS Dhoni to get back into the stands. But Jadeja is the one who will be facing the last ball of the over of Trent Boult, and he will be the one who will be bowling the last over. So Chennai Super Kings needs to strike, and they need to strike big. Jadeja goes for the big shot, and he'll get it. Gets enough on the turn. 6 on that matter, over, long on, and fantastic there from Jadeja. 140 up on board for Chennai Super Kings. 18 overs are done. Trent Boult has been taken to the cleaners by who else? Ravindra Jadeja.
A good shot by Jadeja, and there has been an improvement in his batting. If you look at it in the last in the past few games or so, because he has been able to finish the game. If you look at the game against Rajasthan Royals, he smashed 6 on Ben Stokes' very first delivery. If you look at the game against Kolkata Knight Riders, he finished it over there as well, and today he's proving to be quite worthy with the bat once more. 25 of 9 deliveries, and we've always spoke about Jadeja the bowler, Jadeja the fielder, but he has never been able to live come to the expectation of a batsman. I hope this comes to an end.
He certainly started as a batting all-rounder. He changed into a bowling all-rounder
in the domestic circuit.
Well, he started as a batting all-rounder and has been shifted to a more of a bowling all-rounder. He'll certainly need to back his claim of being a good batsman right from the start, but he's doing that at the moment. Trent Boult, he has struck a 6 over long on him, and that is positive news for Chennai Super Kings fans, because it wasn't looking like they'll get a big over off of Trent Boult, but they have been able to score over 14 runs in that over. So positive result coming on for Chennai Super King fans.
140 for 3, 2 big overs still remain, and Chris Morris, who has not been in good form, will be bowling this a penultimate over. So I'm pretty sure that both batsmen will look to hit him as many boundaries as possible and get close to that 160-165 region mark. It's a 140 for 3 in 18 overs. MS Dhoni is on 13 of 12, while Jadeja is on 25 of just 9 deliveries, as Chris Morris steps in, the first ball to be bowled by him, and it's overpitched. It will go towards the boundary, will it? And yes, it does. So that's boundary of the very first delivery. It goes towards the square leg region. 144 for 3 in 18.1 overs, and just when it seemed that Delhi might be able to contain them under 150, I think they might go 165 over here with the way they're batting. It wasn't a good shot. There was a heavy inside edge, but what matters is the boundary came over here.
The boundary matters. Any kind of boundary is welcome at the moment for Chennai Super Kings, and luck favors the brave. That is the case, because they are trying to back themselves and go for the boundaries. That's why they are getting it. Dhoni on that matter has been good for them. 17 of 13 deliveries for him, and Jadeja, at what strike rate is he batting? 25 of just 9 deliveries, so he's playing a little cameo of his own, and that is required for Chennai Super Kings, because they didn't start well. They were slow and steady right from the start. Lost 2 quick wickets in the form of Faf du Plessis and Suresh Raina in the middle, but Dhoni and Jadeja has taken things very good from there on, as Trent Boult strides in for his second delivery. Dhoni tries to go for the boundary through the covers, but Shikhar Dhawan is present there on that matter, and they'll only get a single from that.
So this time he came around the wicket and bowled it outside the off stump. It was a low full toss. Dhoni played that shot and it was Shikhar Dhawan at sweeper cover. He collected it with ease. So a single ticket over here. Decent delivery by Morris. 145 for 3. It will be Ravindra Jadeja, the man on strike. He was dropped on 5, I guess, when the fielder at square leg Rutherford dropped him and also led that ball to a 6. So it's 145 for 3. And how costly will that drop? It was Jadeja. It was 145 for 3. 18.2 overs have been bowled. And as he steps in, Chris Morris once again, will he be able to bowl a decent delivery over here? It's overpitched and there's a top pitch. It'll be a difficult catch for the fielder under it. Is there a fielder under it? And yes, it is Chris Morris. He doesn't rely on anyone. He goes for it and he finally takes it. It's 145 for 4. A brilliant catch taken by the bowler.
Fantastic by Chris Morris, and Ravindra Jadeja departs 25 of just 10 deliveries, and it'll go down as very crucial in this match because Jadeja, he was clear right from the start. He was trying to strike the ball as hard as possible, and he knew the moment he struck the ball that he has done something bad. Chris Morris, he ran almost 50 meters to get to the ball, and he was trusting nobody on that occasion. He was of the confidence that he'll get there, and a cotton bowl for Chris Morris as Ravindra Jadeja walks back. 145 up on board for Chennai, and 4 wickets are down. 18.3 overs gone, 3 deliveries remain in this over, and then there's Trent Bolt again. So who will it be, Dwayne Bravo or Kedar Jadhav?
Well, either the two. I think they both can cleanly hit the ball, so it doesn't matter if it's Dwayne Bravo or Kedar Jadhav. It's 145 for 4. MS Dhoni's on 18 or 14, and if you look at the wicket, Chris Morris did an Imran Tahir celebration without even celebrating it over there because he bowled the delivery. He ran towards the mid-wicket region. He took the catch and he didn't even need to celebrate. So even without taking a wicket over there until that catch was taken, I think he's completed that Imran Tahir challenge. It's 145 for 4 after 18.3 overs. Anil Bhai Rai Bareli saying that Jadeja has been dismissed. Azad Singh is here with us. Santosh Rock supporting Chennai Super Kings. Vami Krishna is asking us who will win. Well, you give us a prediction, Vami, while Anil Bhai also saying that 160 would be the final score of after 20 overs. It's Kedar Jadhav. In fact, it's Ambati Raidu. He's played a big shot over mid-wicket, and that might turn out to be a boundary. Yes. So a good shot. There was no fielder at deep mid-wicket. I don't know why there wasn't any fielder over there. So that's a boundary. 149 for 4.
Lucky there, Ambati Raidu, no fielder on that occasion, and he is trying to go for the boundary right from the start. They don't have many deliveries in their hands, and Ambati Raidu tried to capitalize right from the start. Went for the big 6, but was just short. And luckily for him, no fielder was present at the moment, and they get a 149 up on board for CSK as Chris Morris is bowling his penultimate delivery. Ambati tries to go big, but edged on that occasion. Is there a fielder? No fielder there, and Trent Bolt tried getting to the ball, but only a single on that occasion for CSK as the score is now 150 at the loss of 4 wickets. 18.5 overs done. Last delivery of the 19th over. Ambati Raidu, well, he has been below expectations in this season's IPL. He opened for them time and again, but hasn't clicked with Shane Watson. That was the reason that Faf du Plessis was opening with Shane Watson, and Shane Watson he won them 1 or 2 matches on his own, and Ambati Raidu on the hand wasn't very good in this season. Chris Morris, he'll be delighted when he took that catch off Ravindra Jadeja, but he could have easily dismissed Ambati Raidu in the 2 deliveries that he has bowled. Luckily for Raidu, he has taken a single and will now only watch Dhoni as he plays the last ball of the over.
It's 150 for 4, final delivery of the penultimate over, 1 wicket coming off of it, but 10 runs also, and that has to be a no ball, that has to be a waste, has no ball, and that also has to be a 6, so he'll have to re-bowl that, and that is going to prove quite costly for Chris Morris. Not learning his lessons over here is Chris Morris. He just needed to bang one over there, and I think there is a hint of dew over there. It's 157 now, and there is also a free hit. So with that shot, I think the confidence now in the Chennai camp will be that we'll score 170.
Well, the confidence would be that they'll score big here. Mahendra Singh Dhoni got enough contact on that occasion and made sure that the ball went over the boundary. 7 runs coming off of no delivery for Chris Morris. He was bowling good. He had taken the wicket and he certainly felt the need of apologizing to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. He didn't mean to bowl that, being the ball was slipping, so some dew is present on the field right now, and that is not looking good for Chennai Super King bowlers, because there was no dew at the start, and the arrival of dew certainly means that the spinners will struggle, and Chennai Super Kings, they certainly back on their spinners to get them the wickets, and this innings is just coming to an end. So bad news for CSK fans is that there would be dew, and positive news for Delhi fans is that only a single has been struck off the last delivery, and free hit has been saved by Chris Morris after initially fluffing the last ball of the over.
Well, but regardless of that, it was an expensive over. He went for 22 runs over there, and well, he needs to work on his bowling over there, does Chris Morris. He's been quite expensive. 47 runs in 4 overs, that is just not acceptable. While Trent Bolt on the other end has bowled 3 overs, has gone for 16 runs, and now Delhi Capitals will have a run chase to do over here, because it is not an easy wicket. They need to play a good knock over here, and that front 3 of Prithvi Shaw, Shreyas Iyer, Shikhar Dhawan, in fact that front 4 of Prithvi Shaw, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer and Rishabh Pant will have a job to do, because the wrist spinners of the likes of Imran Tahir and the finger spinners of the likes of Harbhajan Singh and Ravindra Jadeja will definitely make life difficult for the Delhi Capitals. It's 158 for 4 after 19 overs. MS Dhoni is on 25 of 16 deliveries, 3 boundaries and 1 6. Ambati Rayudu is on 5 of 2, and they'll be quite satisfied, will be the Chennai Super Kings fans with the score right now.
Well, they'd be very, very happy with that, because at one moment they were looking at a run rate of below 6 and almost of 5 runs per over, but that has certainly changed. Dhoni, on the very first delivery of Trent Bolt, tried going for the big heave over mid-wicket, but there was no contact on that occasion. It just travelled to Rishabh Pant, who was standing at the wicket-keeping position. So last 4.1 overs, 56 runs coming for them, and that has been crucial for Chennai Super Kings, the ending of this innings, because they didn't start off very well. Up till 10 overs they were looking very, very shaky, going very, very slow, but fantastic batting right at the end has saved them the blushes, as a double comes off the second delivery of the over. Rishabh Pant, well, he has missed that one, and a fielder would collect, but 160 now up on board for Chennai, and anything above that is good for Chennai at the moment.
160 for 4 in 19.2 overs. The good news for Chennai Super Kings is that Mahendra Singh Dhoni will once again be on the man on strike after taking that double, and he has 4 deliveries over here. Will he be able to bat all 4 of them, or will he give the strike to Ambati Rayudu? But a good batting effort by Ravindra Jadeja. You have to say that he fulfilled his duties over there, and that is positive news for Team India as well, because if he gets the opportunity as an all-rounder, he might turn out to be a real handful for the opposition. 160 for 4, a Yorker length delivery. This time it will be a 4, and yes, a beautiful shot by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The bottom hand comes into play, and he has smashed that over Bolt's head. 1 bounce boundary. 160 for 4 is the score now in 19.3 overs.
Fantastic by Mahendra Singh Dhoni there. Thala, he has been striking the ball good, and finally he strikes it with maximum power. 4 on that occasion, because it was flat and straight as a tracer bullet, because there was not much on that ball. It was a good ball by Trent Bolt, but Mahendra Singh Dhoni straight dug it out from the block hole. The strike rate of 163.2, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni, well, he's trying his level best, but they'll only get a single on that occasion. Dhoni wanted a double, and Rayudu just refused to take the double.
165 for 4 is the score in 19.4 overs, and a good delivery there by Trent Bolt. And yes, Anil Bhai Raebareli, I understand why you're quite angry at the moment with Delhi Capitals. I understand your point of interest over there. 2 more deliveries left in this over, the final 2 deliveries of the innings. 165 for 4, and Trent Bolt will do his best to not make the score go beyond 170 in order to get that psychological advantage. It's 165 for 4, 2 more deliveries remaining. Trent Bolt has bowled a wonderful spell, 23 runs of 3.4 overs. He's bowling to Ambati Rayudu this time around, and that should be a wide, so he will have to re-bowl that. But what does MS Dhoni do? He's a witty customer. He also runs and gets the strike back, and 2 runs for them. And the good news is also that MS Dhoni will be the man on strike.
CSK fans need to smile at the moment because Dhoni, he was running right from the start. Rishabh Pant was smiling because he knows how smart MS Dhoni is as a player. He knew just when the ball was bowled that he needs to run as hard as he can, and he did just that. So 167 up on board for CSK, and it is looking like a very big total at the moment. At one point they were nowhere close to this rate. And with MS Dhoni at the strike, and a fantastic shot through the mid-wicket region. He just smacks it high and up. 6 more for CSK, 173 now the total, and it is looking a very massive total for any side to chase at the Chepauk as Delhi Capitals look on, and Trent Bolt has been taken to the cleaners by Mahendra Singh Dhoni in this over.
Well, there's a reason why he's known as one of the best finishers in modern time cricket, and if you just look at it, it's 173 for 4 in 19.5 overs, and Sakshi Dhoni is also quite happy with that shot, and that's a good thing. And if you look at the last 4 deliveries, it seems like Mahendra Singh Dhoni might have not been Andre Russell mode on Hardik Pandya mode, but in spite of not being in that mode, he's still got 61 runs in the last 4 overs, and that is why he's such a great finisher, because not only does he back himself, but he backs the others to do that, and that will be another 6, another short delivery, goes over square leg, and that's another 6. 180 will be the target for Delhi Capitals, a mammoth task for them on this wicket. Dhoni, what an emphatic knock of 44 of 22 reasons, and now you must all know that there is a reason why the Chennai Super Kings always miss MS Dhoni when he's not there.
Well, certainly fantastic innings from Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 44 not out off of just 22 deliveries, so a strike rate of 200 for Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and he does his job. But now Delhi Capitals need 180 to win it from here. Fantastic scoring there by Suresh Raina. He scored 59 of just 37 deliveries. Faf du Plessis scored 39 for 41. He was struggling at the pitch, but Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Ravindra Jadeja, well, they did the job for CSK. 25 of just 10 deliveries for Ravindra Jadeja, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni scoring a brilliant 44 of just 22. And for the bowling of Delhi, well, Trent Bolt, he was looking good. He was looking very, very good. And in the last over, his economy rate has been changed completely on its head by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 4 overs, 37 runs, and the economy is 9.25. At one point, it was 4.75, I guess, when he bowled the second over. He bowled the third over. 2 overs, he just conceded 2 runs. So you can look how much Mahendra Singh Dhoni struck in the last over. Jagdish, well, he was very, very good for them. 4 overs, 28 runs, 2 wickets, and 2 crucial wickets at that. Chris Morris, 4 overs, 47 runs. He was struck all around the park. Akshar Patel, 3 overs, 31 runs, and that was not pretty. An economy of 10.33. So as things stand, CSK are now in a comfortable position. A total of 179 they scored. The target for Delhi Capitals to chase in the second innings is 180, and me and Wali will catch you on the other side as the chase begins. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes live.
The Flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
And welcome back to the live chit chat with the Sports Flashes. I am Partha Joshi. Accompanying me is Wali Siddiqui, and the match in hand is Chennai Super Kings against the Delhi Capitals. Chennai Super Kings ended things fantastically in the first innings to give them a total of 179, and the target for Delhi Capitals is of 180. And opening partnership of Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shaw are looking very, very strong. Prithvi Shaw has struck a 4 early on for Delhi Capitals, and the score for them is a 4, the loss of no wickets after 4 balls. And Deepak Chahar is the one who's bowling the very first over for Chennai Super Kings as he bowls in his 5th delivery. And Rishabh Pant, well, as soon as I spoke his name, he'll be the one who will be accompanying now Shikhar Dhawan, because Prithvi Shaw has been caught by Suresh Raina. A fantastic catch on that occasion by Suresh Raina. Prithvi Shaw sliced that hard, but straight into the hands of Suresh Raina, and he'll be disappointed with that shot because he'll be walking back into the pavilion. His team needed a strong start. He tried getting onto the skin of Deepak Chahar, but he has the last laugh. Chahar as Prithvi Shaw departs. First wicket down for Delhi.
And it was a plan set by Deepak Chahar. He knew that Prithvi Shaw would go for the extravagant cut over there, and that is exactly what he did. He bowled it short outside the off stump. He went for the big cut shot. He middled it, in fact, and Chennai kept their best fielder over there, Suresh Raina, to take the catch over there, and that is exactly what it has led to. It's 4 for 1 after 0.5 overs. A good start by the Chennai Super Kings, high on momentum as well. They scored 180 in the first innings, 179. In fact, the 180 is a target for Delhi to chase. Shikhar Dhawan hasn't faced a delivery till now, and he has to continue his good run with the bat in order for Delhi to have a chance over here. It's the skipper Shreyas Iyer who now walks in along with Shikhar Dhawan. It's 4 for 1 after 0.5 overs.
Yes, it's Shreyas Iyer and not Rishabh Pant who will accompany Shikhar Dhawan now in the middle, because they have lost a wicket early on. If it was around 13th or 14th over, Rishabh Pant would have been the one to make entry into the centre stage, but they have lost a wicket early on, Delhi Capitals, and the chase is big because it's 179 what was scored by CSK, and the total that is to be chased is 180 runs. And Shreyas Iyer, he'll be facing his first delivery on the pads, and Shreyas Iyer drives it, and it'll be a 4. Smart shot, loose ball by Deepak Chahar to end the over. 8 after the loss of 1 wicket, and 1 over is done. Deepak Chahar, a loose delivery right at the very end.
Well, Mario D'Souza is back with us, saying good evening from Ireland at Wali Siddiq at Paritosh Joshi. Just tuned in, exciting to be a part of your lively chit chat. Keep up this great spirit. I look for Desi to cleanse this contest. Well, thank you, Mario D'Souza, for joining us on Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. It's an honour to serve you people. It's 8 for 1 after 1 over, and Shikhar Dhawan will finally get to face a delivery now. And Shreyas Iyer has got a boundary on his very first delivery. It was a waiver delivery bowled right towards the pads, and he flicks it towards the fine leg region. Easy pickings for the Delhi skipper, and these two batsmen have been in good form quite lately, and it will be important once again for them to build a partnership for Delhi Capitals.
It is certainly very important for Delhi Capitals that these two play on as innings proceed, because the chase is not very small. It was looking like it will be around 150, 160, but the late cameo played by Ravindra Jadeja and the one and only Mahendra Singh Dhoni led the total to be quite huge by the end of things. And Harbhajan Singh has been brought into the attack straight away right in the second over, so interesting change there by MS Dhoni, not using his pacers and including a spinner right at the start, because he knows as the innings move forward there will be dew and the ball will slip away from the grips of the spinners.
Well, he has the best average, the best economy rate when it comes to the IPL this season, and the reason is because MS Dhoni has used him successfully in the opening overs. And you can see Shikhar Dhawan is going for the big shots over here. This time he played a reverse sweep, but it's quite difficult to target Harbhajan Singh on the Chennai wicket, and that has been the plan for MS Dhoni. When it's the home games, it's Deepak Chahar and Harbhajan Singh who bowl the initial overs. When it's the away games, it's Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur who bowl the games. And sometimes all you need to do is keep a simple plan, because if you keep it simple, it will be easier for your team to execute, and that will result in you winning the game.
Well, they have won quite a few games, CSK, the most in that matter, when they have played, because the captaincy of MS Dhoni, well, that is one condition you cannot ever forget. He has been fantastic for them, and so has been Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer. He has been scoring good in this season's IPL, and 2 half centuries for him, but 3 half centuries for him, but quite a few 40 and 30 run innings he has played, so he'll need to put on a brilliant innings here along with Shikhar Dhawan to put his team in good control as the innings go forward.
So a single taken away here by Shreyas Iyer, and Dhawan will get the strike back. 2 runs already coming off this over. Why am I saying already? Because it's a good over by Harbhajan Singh, and that's what he's done throughout the IPL when it comes to home games. 10 for 1 in 1.4 overs. And Jetharam is back with us, listening to us from Pakistan, Karachi. Welcome back, Jetharam, to Sports Flash Cricket Lounge, as Shikhar Dhawan dances down the wicket, and it could have been one heck of a catch if the short mid-wicket fielder took it, but just goes past his fingertips, and the batsman managed to take 2 runs over there. So 12 for 1. Shikhar Dhawan narrowly survives. Another delivery to be bowled in this over.
Oh, fantastic there on that occasion by Kedar Jadhav to chase it on time. And Shikhar Dhawan, well, over the mid-wicket, he was looking for the boundary just beyond the grasp of Ambati Rayudu, and close but not close enough for Chennai Super Kings as they look on for another wicket right at the start. And Shikhar Dhawan, well, he is struggling quite a bit at the middle, and also is Shreyas Iyer after his arrival. 2 overs are now done, and it's 12 on board for Delhi Capitals. your favorite team, Delhi Capitals. Well, they have qualified for the playoffs, but in this game they don't look very good at the moment.
Well, when you're facing Chennai at Chennai, it's always difficult, especially when Mahendra Singh Dhoni is there to marshal his troops. It's his fortress, the Chidambaram Stadium. It's 12 for 1, and well, it's always the Chennai Super Kings who stand out as favourites when it comes to Chennai. 12 for 1, 168 more runs required of 18 overs. Shreyas Iyer is on 5, Shikhar Dhawan is on 3 of 5 deliveries as well. Tenzing is back with us, saying that no matter who wins today, one KKR to reach the playoffs. Well, he doesn't care about anyone else. He just cares about Kolkata Knight Riders, and they have a game against. So we'll just take a look who they have a game against. But tomorrow it's a Sunrise Hyderabad.
They have 2 games indeed. They have one against Mumbai Indians at Wankhede. So that will be an interesting encounter, as Mumbai Indians will look on to exact revenge over them. And the immediate match that they have is against Kings 11 Punjab in the home ground of Kings 11 Punjab. So another interesting encounter. They need to win at least one.
They need to win both. They need to win both in order
and that is not looking very good for them, as their record against Mumbai Indians, well, that is under question. They were able to break that consecutive run of losses against Mumbai last time around, courtesy brilliant innings there by Andre Russell, Shubman Gill and Chris Lynn. But in this game, Shreyas Iyer has unlocked himself as he slams Chahar for a 4, and that is good for Delhi Capitals because their captain is now scoring freely.
He cuts it over there, does Shreyas Iyer a beautiful shot. It's 16 for 1. He moves on to 9. Deepak Chahar rolls into bowl. Another delivery. This time is shot once again. Defends it on the back foot and takes a quick single by challenging Ravindra Jadeja's arm. That's one of the most challenging tasks over there. But an overthrow, no backing up over there. So 2 runs. Dhoni will not be impressed with that. It's 18 for 1 after 2.3 overs. Mare D'Souza saying that Ravindra Jadeja and Hardik Pandya are some of the finest cricketers to be a part of the World Cup squad that contribute to a passionate and lively presence on the field. Well, I do agree with that, Mario, because not only does the batting and bowling win you games, but fielding also has an equal part in the game. If you look at the way that Ravindra Jadeja executes his one-handed runouts, if you look at the way that Hardik Pandya takes blinders of catches, then I think those will also turn out to be the deciding factor. Vansh asking me why am I not cheering for DC? Well, inside I am cheering for DC, Vansh, but I have to be neutral as a professional over here.
Well, he has to be neutral because his team is currently reeling at the moment. They have lost the plot given by them right at the start of the innings. They were pressurizing on CSK for the initial part of the first innings, but it was a certain MS Dhoni and Ravindra Jadeja who took the game away by the end of it. And now they have lost the initial wicket of Prithvi Shaw, who is a bright prospect for them, and Shreyas Iyer, their captain, and Shikhar Dhawan. They try to build on a partnership from here on. Vanshin, I remember you had the username of Respect Girl, and you have changed it to your name.
Vansh.
So I remember your name and your YouTube alias which you were using earlier.
And he's also sent a request to Kartikeya Sinha on Instagram as well, and he's accepted it, so they're quite good friends now. Tenzing, thank you for that. I'm sure you must have seen me in the Hindi feed, so thank you for that. Joginder Singh.
He was asking about you being there in Hindi feed. So as I was talking to him, he asked me the question. Wali is currently serving his part in the Hindi commentary. Well, if you want him consecutively in the English feed, you can ask him to stay in English because his motives are not looking very good at the moment, and so are the
motives are very clean. I'm a hungry man. I want to do everything. 2 runs taken away by Shikhar Dhawan. A misfield by Harbhajan Singh, 21 for 1. So an overthrow in this over, a misfield. And like I said, Mahendra Singh Dhoni will not be impressed. 21 for 1 in 3 overs. Shikhar Dhawan now moves on to 5. Shreyas Iyer is on 12 of 7. And let's take a look at Mumbai Indians. What do you have to say about their campaign? And since you are a Mumbai Indians fan, this is the reason why I'm asking is to just spice up the conversation. What do you think are their weaknesses in spite of them having such a strong unit?
Well, their only weakness is the whole squad not clicking at the right moment. Then only they lose games, because when there's a collective failure, as we saw against KKR, because they only require 1 or 2 performances. If one player had accompanied Hardik Pandya on that occasion, they could have easily won that game, because he was taking everybody to the cleaners in that particular game, and that is what the strength of Mumbai Indians is, that they only need 2-3 players to click at the moment. They don't even need their whole squad to win games, so that is a big positive, and we don't see that quite often. They are very good on the field. only one game against KKR where they were outplayed in one of the innings. A crazy dude is asking for the score. It's 3 overs done, 21 for the loss of 1 wicket. Shreyas Iyer is playing on 12 for the loss of 7 deliveries, and Shikhar Dhawan is on 5. Well, as we talk, first delivery has been bowled by Harbhajan, so it's now 22 on board, and 3.1 overs have been bowled. Shreyas Iyer moves on to 13, and Dhawan is the one who will be taking the strike for the second delivery. Joginder Singh Malhotra he updated it quite well, and it's not 23, it's 22 runs. Joginder, you are watching quite a wrong feed at the moment, and Vansha, we are not ignoring you. We talked about your previous alias, and as we talked about that, Harbhajan Singh has been struck for a massive 6 by who else but Shikhar Dhawan. 28 now, up for Delhi Capitals. 3.2 overs are done, and fantastic on that occasion, dancing down the ground. Shikhar Dhawan over long on, and fantastic there by by the Gabbar. 86 meters, and Harbhajan Singh is trying to bowl in again down the ground, but a single on that occasion.
So good shot there by Shikhar Dhawan. Harbhajan Singh knew that he would dance around the tag, so he kept it outside the off stump, but what it all did was give Shikhar Dhawan the chance to free his arms, and that is exactly what he did as he smashed a 6 over long on. 29 for 1. And if we talk about the strike rate of Shikhar Dhawan in the first 6 games, it was 107. And if you look at his strike rate in the last 6 games, it's 174. So a significant change brought by Shikhar Dhawan. 29 for 1. And quite a few people were saying that Shikhar Dhawan is playing slow and sluggishly in the early part of the innings. And Ricky Ponting and Saurav Ganguly definitely must have had a word with him. Once, yes, I do understand RCB are out of the competition, but next year might turn out to be your year. Keep backing your team, and I'm sure they'll be able to do quite well.
Well, keep backing your team like Wali has been backing Delhi Capitals right at the start, and now they're reaping the results. They are in the playoffs after a wait of 7 long years. So fantastic for Delhi Capitals fans, as another 4 has been struck by Shikhar Dhawan, this time down the ground and over through the cover region. And 16 now up for him. 34 the total Delhi Capitals are on after the loss of 1 wicket. 3.5 overs are done, and Shikhar Dhawan is looking in fine form at the moment.
Vansh is asking us why Rabada is not playing well. Rabada has an injury to the back, that is why he has not been playing. Crazy dude, that is a pretty cool name. I wish I had that cool kind of a name. Wing Commander Rakesh Prasad is also here with us. He's asking what the target is. It's 180. The target for Delhi Capitals to win this game, and right now it's 34 for 1 after 4 overs, a dot delivery. So 4 overs, 34 for 1, and Shreyas Iyer will take the strike. Joginder Singh Malhotra was also asking us that why does Dhoni always hit runs in the final over? Okay, so if you ask me, I think Dhoni is a very one comment came that he's a cricket calculator, which I think is pretty much correct. And if you look at his approach, he knows how to play mind games with the bowlers, and if you know how to play mind games with such a seasoned player such as Trent Boult, who has been one of the modern day greats in left arm pace bowling, then I think you are one of the best finishers of the world. The reason for that is because he knew that he's going to take the singles and doubles, he's going to cause the pressure on the fielders, and what that resorted to, Trent Boult was bowling predictable deliveries. He kept on bowling the slower ones. That's because Dhoni knew that if he gets the Yorker, he could play his famous helicopter shot, and he knew that Trent Boult won't resort to the Yorker, so he bowled the slow ones and he smashed it and he pulled it all the way for 6s.
Well, the key for that is he keeps the bowler working and looking for leaks here and there, but he doesn't leak. And Chennai Super Kings, well, they are leaking runs at the moment, as Shreyas Iyer this time goes over cover, a 6 maximum for Delhi Capitals. Fantastic shot on that occasion, straight bat and over covers, fantastic. 74 meters, and Deepak Chahar, well, he has been introduced with a 6 by the captain of Delhi Capitals, Shreyas Iyer.
Well, that was a knuckle delivery bowled by Deepak Chahar, but he played it on the update, Shreyas Iyer, and got a 6 on the very next delivery. It's a cover drive towards the sweeper cover, so a single taken, sensibly being done, sensible batting there by Shreyas Iyer, and these two are definitely turning it on. And though the target might be 180, Delhi Capitals will look to challenge that total. 140 now required of 95 deliveries, and it has been a good season for both these batsmen.
Well, it has been a good season for them, but what is lacking for Delhi Capitals is
Prithvi Shaw not clicking. That is an important aspect because you want all your batsmen to click at least once or twice before going into the playoffs. And he has not clicked more than once for Delhi Capitals this season, and that is one thing that must be worrying every Delhi Capitals fan.
I think it's more worrying for Prithvi Shaw because he's a youngster and he needs to perform almost in every alternate game, because if you look at the way Prithvi Shaw performed in the previous edition of the IPL, he scored 2 or 3 50s in just 7 or 8 games, and he looked far more impressive over there. He scored a 99 against Kolkata Knight Riders, he scored a 42 against Rajasthan Royals, but that has always been the problem with Prithvi Shaw, that he hasn't been able to perform at any cost, and he needs to really work hard in the nets, take a good look at himself. He's a phenomenal cricketer, phenomenal talent. Just by the look of his shots, you know that this guy has a bright future. Consistency is all what is needed from his end.
Well, that is what is needed from most of the youngsters, especially the youngsters of Delhi Capitals, Rishabh Pant and Prithvi Shaw, because they are two bright prospects for the Indian outfit. And talking about this game, Delhi Capitals vs CSK, both of these teams have qualified and they are looking at a spot in the top 2. And whosoever wins will surely confirm a place there.
And wing commander Rakesh Prashad, we have read your message. Thank you for that. It's your support which keeps us driving. It's a 43 for 1. A single taken. Will they go for the will they go for the double? They say no at the final moment. So a good decision made by Dhawan. 44 for 1 with that single as he flicked it towards the mid-wicket region. 4.4 overs have been bowled. Shikhar Dhawan is on 19 of 12 deliveries. Shreyas Iyer is on 21 of 11. And the runs so far is 11 runs. And Vansh is asking us, have we played professional cricket? Well, I have played professional cricket, Vansh, and it's no point discussing about myself over here. And I'm sure even Paritosh has played some cricket in his early days.
I have played some cricket, but not more big on the cricket playing.
School and university.
No, I was more of a football person, but it's cricket what we are discussing, and it is fantastic cricket.
Say that on Cricket Lounge, you traitor.
It is cricket what we are discussing, and fantastic cricket on that occasion by Shreyas Iyer. Cheeky shot there late on and just guides it over the fielder, and another 4 for Delhi Capitals. Smart cricketing shot there by Shreyas Iyer.
It's 48 for 1 and a beautiful shot, you have to say. Shreyas Iyer is a confident lad. If you have the audacity to play that shot in spite of having 2 close-in fielders with minimal effort, and that means that you are in the form of your life at the moment. It's 48 for 1. Iyer is on 19 of 12, and Dhawan, in fact, is Iyer who's on 25 of 12. Dhawan is on 19 of 12, and he goes up to the back foot and defends it, and also takes a single. So good cricket all round, because they're not only hitting the 4s and 6s, but they're also taking the singles in numbers, which is good, positive cricket from Delhi Capitals.
Positive cricket from Delhi Capitals as they conclude 5 overs with 49 runs, and that is very, very good for Delhi Capitals, because the Chennai Super Kings, they started very, very slowly, and at this rate, Delhi Capitals, if these two play on, Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer, they'll surely achieve this target in time. They have the likes of Rishabh Pant in their squad, and they'll be looking from a good performance from him. And as of now, coming back to our chit-chat session, Mohammad Munna is from Bangladesh. He's connected with us, and Vansh is asking one word for DC. For DC, I'll say currently glorious. Glorious is what Delhi Capitals are at the moment, because they have completely changed their squad, and fantastic by these gentlemen to play on, and the arrival of Shikhar Dhawan, that has certainly changed this side, because last time around they were struggling right from the start. They were losing match consecutively, and then Gautam Gambhir was taken off from the captaincy, and Shreyas Iyer took helm. They won some games, but they were rather underconfident. Rishabh Pant was playing very, very good for them, but this time around they have combined as a squad. They have bowled well, they have batted well on different occasions, and that has worked in their favour.
It's 52 for 1, 5.2 overs have been bowled, and if you ask me one word for DC, then I would say youth. If not youth, then fresh. The reason why I say fresh is because it's a complete revamp. It's a completely new team. There were a few deadwood, but a beautiful delivery this time by Harbhajan Singh. He bowls one on the middle and off stump, and it goes through the gate of Shikhar Dhawan, and that's bowled him. So the second wicket now falling for Delhi Capitals, and that's a big blow because it's the informed man Shikhar Dhawan who will have to walk back. It's 52 for 2, and the Turbinator strikes again.
Terminator strikes again, completely miscued the ball, completely the trajectory bowled him away. Shikhar Dhawan, as he walks back, he'll be disappointed. He has been performing very good for Delhi Capitals, but on this occasion he has been trumped by his compatriot Harbhajan Singh. He walks back 19 of 13 deliveries from him, and Delhi are now at 52 of 5.3 overs, and 2 wickets are down. Next man in, Rishabh Pant, who is a great batsman but very inconsistent. So that is one thing that the Delhi Capitals fans must be worried about. As of now, Delhi Capitals have lost another wicket, and things are quite shaky in their camp, because we all know as soon as they lose 3 to 4 wickets, the whole squad just trumbles away like a pack of cards, and the wicket of Shikhar Dhawan, will that be the crucial turning point in the game?
52 for 2, 5.3 overs, and that's a big wicket for Chennai Super Kings, because at the moment Shreyas Iyer and Shikhar Dhawan were looking quite comfortable in the middle of the wicket, but a lapse of concentration by Dhawan and went for the wrong shot. He shouldn't have gone for the sweep. He should have played with a V or played a cover drive. That would have been a better opportunity for him to get a shot over there, but it's the law of averages. It has to work. He had struck 3 consecutive 50s, and there was a time. Not everyone's David Warner. I mean, come on.
Well, not everyone is David Warner. David Warner was fantastic for Sunrisers this time around, scoring half centuries in every other game. Only 3 games he was not on the half century mark. One he scored 37, one a 10-run where he was sent back, and one in one game he scored 15. So only on 3 occasions he hasn't scored a 50. And in every other game after the 12 games, that is 9 games, he has scored a total of above 50. So fantastic stat there for David Warner, and he'll be one batsman who will be certainly very dangerous for every bowler when it comes to the Cricket World Cup. But coming back to this game, Rishabh Pant is now in for Delhi Capitals. He has been glorious last season. He has shown previous signs of his form this time around, but has not been consistent, and he certainly needs to fire for Delhi Capitals if they are to win this game. Shreyas Iyer is fantastic on that occasion. A cut, and Dwayne Bravo is not able to gather hold of it as a 4 comes in for Delhi Capitals.
And he is brilliant on the back foot, and another cut shot by the skipper of Delhi Capitals, and another boundary. So the wickets may be falling, but he is playing positive cricket at the moment. Is Shreyas Iyer. It's 57 for 2 after 5.5 overs. 123 more runs required of 85 deliveries. Harbhajan Singh bowling the final ball of the over. A good delivery, but worked it towards the mid wicket. Sensible batting. Will they go for 2? They do, with quite ease. So 2 runs coming in the final delivery of the 6th over. It's 59 for 2. Will Ms. Dhoni go for the strategic timeout? He doesn't. So the game will resume. Rishabh Pant is on 1 of 1, while Shreyas Iyer, well, he's in a hurry. He's on 35 of 17. 4 boundaries and 1 6 already under his belt. Khalid Memon saying that Delhi still has a long way to go, and saying that come on Bhaji, and also saying that Tahir will be the trump card for Dhoni. Well, he has always been the trump card for Dhoni, and he's also there in the race for the purple cap, so do not count him out. His over will be quite crucial for Delhi as well as Chennai Super Kings.
Well, he's certainly in contention for the purple cap, but at the pace which Kagiso Rabada was going, Imran Tahir was left quite behind. This match he can catch on quite a bit because Kagiso Rabada is not in the squad. He has no wickets to his name in this particular game, and Imran Tahir has a chance of getting closer to his total. And Imran Tahir will be very crucial for Chennai Super Kings going forward in this game, because they know how important he is when they require wickets. He gets them the wickets. When they require to put pressure on the opposition, he's the one MS Dhoni looks on to. And ever since his arrival in the Chennai side, they have looked like a different outfit, because another dimension has been added by the arrival of Imran Tahir.
So now it's the trump card, like Khalid Memon told us. Imran Tahir who will be bowling the first over after power play. It's the 7th over. And who is he bowling to? The ever dynamic Rishabh Pant. This will be an interesting contest, as this time he goes for a big cover drive over long off. There's no backing out from Rishabh Pant. Challenge accepted, he says, and that's a boundary on the very first delivery. What a shot that was by Rishabh Pant. 63 for 2.
Fantastic shot by Rishabh Pant. Just smacks the ball hard through the covers, and no fielder had a chance. Nobody was around, and another 4 added for Delhi Capitals. He certainly needs to rethink his strategy, because if he tries to go for the big shots every time around, Imran Tahir would get the better of him someday or the other, and he does, as Dwayne Bravo gets an easy catch. Rishabh Pant, he does what he does. He just fluffs his wicket. Imran Tahir celebrates in traditional Imran Tahir style, running towards the crowd and celebrating with them. Fantastic wicket, and CSK now have a foothold over this game.
Well, that was coming with the way that Imran Tahir was enticing Rishabh Pant to go for the big shots. He does it once again. And what does Rishabh Pant do? Goes back to his old habit of hitting every ball for a boundary or a 6. Miscues this one. Hands a comfortable catch to one of the safest fielders in the game, Dwayne Bravo, as another big wicket for the Delhi Capitals. Departs 63 for 3. Shreyas Iyer, who's on 35, who's looking quite solid, but he's just running out of partners from the other end. 117 more runs required of 82 deliveries. It will be Colin Ingram who will be stepping in this time, and he has a big role to play along with Shreyas Iyer.
Colin Ingram, his inability to score in this season's IPL has been another thing that hasn't worked in Delhi Capitals' favour, and they'll be looking for some runs from Colin Ingram. He's been rather shy of runs this time around, as Rutherford is also known to hit some big ones. So he can finish things off for them, but for that to happen, they'll have to score a decent partnership between Shreyas Iyer and Colin Ingram, as Chris Morris and Rutherford come late on to end things on a higher note. As a Delhi Capitals fans, how much does it dishearten you to see your team crumble like that?
Well, actually, more than any other thing, I think if Shikhar Dhawan did his duty, is the law of averages. He played well. Prithvi Shaw has been in that sort of a form where he isn't able to click. But I'm disappointed with Rishabh Pant. He had an opportunity to be a hero once again today, but he just had to go for the big shot over there. He could have batted along with Shreyas Iyer, because he was
he could
batting
have refrained right at the start. He shouldn't have gone for every other ball, and that is one thing that that Rishabh Pant is always he's always claimed, because he tries to score a boundary off of every delivery, and that is not positive. Colin Ingram now at the strike, as he is the one who will accompany his captain Shreyas Iyer, and in the middle he has not been in good form playing 11 matches. He has taken some fantastic catches. He has been brilliant on the field, but hasn't clicked with the bat, as he will now look to score a big partnership with his captain for Delhi Capitals.
Well, the key thing for Delhi Capitals is that they have to just get as close to the target as possible without taking much risk, because if they do that, then they might be able to get back into the game and play sensible cricket, because Shreyas Iyer is timing the ball with perfection on the other end. You give him most of the strike, he will target the bowlers, but just play sensible cricket from the other end, and quite disappointing from Rishabh Pant. And the champion dance from Dwayne Bravo was once again in front of the public. And Sanji Pawar, yes, I have read your comment. The champion dance was performed over there, and Gagandeep still supporting Delhi Capitals, saying that they would win this game. And Vansh has asked us a question. What the question was, we'll just go through it. It's amazing to see the Royal London One Day Cup at Sony 6 live streaming. Well, I think it is, because if you want to promote the cricket, if you want to promote the sport at every level, then you have to broadcast it to as many mediums as possible, because if the people do get a look at that, more number of youngsters will get optimistic, more number of people will get encouraged to play the game. So I think it's the right move to get broadcasted on a different medium over here. Coming back to the game, it's 64 for 3 after 7 overs, and the Chennai Super Kings have definitely clawed their way back into the game just when Shreyas Iyer and Shikhar Dhawan were looking dangerous. A wicket in Harbhajan Singh's over to dismiss Dhawan. A wicket on the very next over by Imran Tahir to dismiss Rishabh Pant. His duty has been done, and now it's Shreyas Iyer who will have a massive contribution to do for his team.
Well, he certainly needs to score some big runs from here on, because they are struggling at the moment. Delhi Capitals, they have lost quick wickets, and that is difficult for any side to come back from a position like that, especially against Chennai Super Kings, who are a side known to not lose the grasp of the game quite easily. Colin Ingram, well, he'll have to bat sensibly as Ravindra Jadeja has been brought in by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. 8th over will now start. 65 for the loss of 3 wickets now up on board for Delhi Capitals as Shreyas Iyer, he is batting quite good. Is 36 runs off of just 18 deliveries. What will he do, Ravindra Jadeja here, as Shreyas Iyer tries to go through the covers, but a fielder there on that occasion, and there'll be a dot ball right at the start. So good start there from Jadeja, bowling in the right areas, and will he continue doing that? Shreyas Iyer again through the covers, so he is targeting some easy runs. He is not letting the pressure get to him, not forcing himself to score boundaries, and just going on with the natural flow of runs. That is also positive because they are quite ahead of the required at the moment, and they can easily bat through this phase. They are struggling, but as of now, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is changing the field settings as he knows that the left-right combination is certainly going to be a challenge for them.
And you could see the difference. If it was Suresh Raina captaining Chennai Super Kings, and if Rishabh Pant was on strike, then that fielder at short cover would have been there, and the fielder wouldn't have been there at long off. And just because it's Dhoni, he knew that Rishabh Pant has a tendency for going for big shots early on, so he put Dwayne Bravo at long off to take the catch. He removed covers at all, and he challenged him that it's an empty boundary over there, go for the shot, and that is what cost him the wicket. And that's the brilliance of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and that is what he brings. He's not just an asset with the bat, but he's an absolute asset with the ball as well. But another wicket for Chennai Super Kings. This time it's Jadeja, and is Colin Ingram going to take the review over there? He is asking the Shreyas Iyer, and he does take the review. It turned in sharply, and Delhi will be in all sorts of trouble over here. 66 for 4 if that call remains, and Colin Ingram will be the man to depart. But what a delivery that was by Jadeja.
Fantastic delivery by Ravindra Jadeja, but Colin Ingram, what a disappointment would that be if he goes out again. He has been rather inconsistent for Delhi Capitals, and another dismissal would not do his confidence many good, because at the moment it's looking like quite an easy decision, and we'll have to wait and see if the DRS has anything different to say.
Well, it struck the back pad, and I think that will go on to hit the stumps, though there was a lot of turn. But if it does even clip the stumps, then the umpire's call will go in Chennai Super Kings' favour. It hit the back pad. There is clearly no inside edge. It goes on to strike the back pad and above the knee roll, but he was deep in his crease, was Colin Ingram. So I think Chennai might be able to get another wicket over here. And you could see it was the pitching outside off, impact inside, turns, and it clips the wicket. So another wicket for Chennai Super Kings. It's 66 for 4, and they are running all over Delhi Capitals, and they've lost 3 wickets in the last 3 overs, and that has been the case. That has been the story so far for Delhi Capitals, and the Indian batsmen should have taken the responsibility over here and should have handled it with much more care, because the spinning wickets are very difficult for the overseas player to negate, and the Indian batsmen therefore had to be really sensible over here, but they didn't manage to do that.
Well, Colin Ingram, what disappointment for Delhi Capitals. He is one player they looked towards when all the players were going back to the pavilion consecutively, and even he wasn't able to stay at the crease for long. Sad times for Delhi Capitals, as all their batsmen are going back to the hut quite early on, and it will be now Rutherford or Chris Morris who'll walk in to bat with their captain Shreyas Iyer. You can't expect your captain to do everything for you. He can certainly play a big innings, but somebody has to accompany him, and that was the case with Mahendra Singh Dhoni as well, because Ravindra Jadeja was firing in some runs from the other end when he was looking good right at the end of the previous innings.
Well, the turning point has to be that wicket taken by Harbhajan to dismiss Shekhar Dhawan, because that was the final over of the power play. Those were his final 3 deliveries, and it was going away from him, from the left-hander, so it was much more difficult to target Harbhajan. Had he stayed intact for 3 more deliveries, then I think he would have loved to face Imran Tahir and Jadeja, because the ball would have come in for him. But he was dismissed for 19, and that is why Chennai are in this position, a formidable position that they might be able to walk all over Delhi Capitals and regain that top spot. It's 65 for 4 after 7.4 overs. Jadeja bowling to Akshar Patel. So like you can see, Rutherford and Chris Morris have been kept at the back. The reason is because the Indian batsmen know how to play the spin, and therefore Rishabh Pant and Shikhar Dhawan should have batted carefully over there. So quite disappointing from their end.
Well, very disappointing if you are a Delhi Capitals fan, because 4 wickets are down. It's just 8 overs done and 67 only up on board for them. The target is 180 and they are still quite short of that. 8 overs are now done. Still long way to go. 115 now required off of 74 deliveries. 4 wickets already down. Akshar Patel is the new man in, along with Shreyas Iyer, who is playing at 37 off of 20 deliveries. Coming back to our chit chat session, Anish Ambani is saying hello to us. Well, hello Anish. Govind Kumar is saying wrong decision. Well, you can't really say that because it was pitching inside and it was going towards the wicket.
The umpire's call.
It was the umpire's call, and umpire looked at that and thought it was an out. So you can't really contradict that. If you are a Delhi Capitals fan, you will certainly feel that if one of the batsmen could have stayed, if it was given not out, even if the DRS was taken, it wouldn't have been an out, because umpire would have thought that it was a not out. But for your rather misfortune for Delhi Capitals is that the umpire thought that it was hitting right the stumps, and he straight away took his one finger up, and the wicket of Colin Ingram is lost in that process. Although the DRS still remains, it has been retained, and Dwayne Bravo is the one who has been brought in by Dhoni, and a brilliant shot by Akshar Patel as he plays it late on, cuts it deep, and 4 more for Delhi Capitals as Akshar Patel opens his account.
Well, he did bowl quite well with the white leather over there in the first innings. Did Akshar Patel to got a wicket as well, but now he needs to deliver with the bat too. Will he be able to do that along with his captain? Only time will tell, but that was a really good shot. Pierced the fielder through point, and that's a 4 on his third delivery. 71 for 4 after 8.1 overs. Dwayne Bravo rolls in once again. It's played uppishly in the mid-wicket region. Will that be a catch? Just short of the fielder at deep mid-wicket. So a single taken on the next. It's 72 for 4. Gagandeep, Tenzing saying that Mahi is a gift to the world. Well, I agree. Tenzing, Govind Kumar, Anish Ambani, and Vansh saying I want Karthikeyan Vani. What's Vani? This is Wali over here. Vansh, and be kind to Paritosh as well, because he's been doing a phenomenal job with me right now, and he also took care of the English session when I wasn't here.
That is personal thought of yours, Vansh, and if Karthikeyan was here, he will certainly be with you, giving you the updates. As of now, I am there, so you have to bear with me.
Don't be so hard on yourself, man.
Avid Shekhani is here with us, and he is supporting CSK. Well, CSK are completely running away with the chicken at the moment, and all the PUBG fans, for you, CSK is 1 feet into their win, and it's very difficult here for the Delhi Capitals to get a win out of this game, because CSK have all but sealed it. If Shreyas Iyer plays a blinder of innings, that is another thing, but at the moment it's looking like Chennai Super Kings will walk away with a win in this game.
Well, it's 73 for 4, and the reason why Karthikeyan is not here is because
he's unwell.
He's unwell. He has a problem with his throat right now, so you wouldn't have liked him at all today, but he'll be back tomorrow as fit as ever. It's 73 for 4 in 8.3 overs, 107 now required of 69 deliveries, as Akshar Patel just drives one towards the mid-off region, a good single taken, and gives the strike back to his skipper Shreyas Iyer, who's batting well on 38 of 21.
Well, he's batting quite well. Shreyas Iyer 38 of 21, and he'll be the main man for Delhi Capitals if they are to chase this total of 180. And for Akshar Patel, he'll have to certainly accompany his captain if they are to go and take this game deep down towards the end of the innings. And as the IPL comes to its business end of the league table, playoffs are now very around the corner, and these two teams have already qualified, so the winning or losing this game doesn't really matter, but winning will certainly assure the other team, the winning team, of a spot in qualifier 1.
And if we also tell you about the schedule for the qualifiers for the playoff, the first qualifier will be played on 7th May at the M.H. Chidambaram Stadium at the current venue at Chennai. The second playoff match, which will be the eliminator between the third and fourth spot of the points table, will be played on 8th May at Visakhapatnam, and the qualifier 2 will be played on 10th of May at Visakhapatnam as well. The final of the IPL will be played at 12th at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium, Hyderabad. So it's 7, 8, 10 and 12. The strategic timeout has been taken. The score is 75 for 4, and it's Chennai Super Kings who are brilliantly in form when it talks about the game, and we spoke about that. And yes, we will be back within a while. It's 75 for 4 and 9 overs. Delhi Capitals need 105 from 66 deliveries. Iyer is on 39, Akshar Patel is on 7. But till then, keep listening to Sports Flashes. We will be back just within a while.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes.
Hello and welcome back to the live chit chat with me, Paritosh Joshi and Wali Siddiqui for the match between Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings. Delhi Capitals are reeling at the moment with quick wickets right at the start of the innings. And now as we go forward in this game, Wali Siddiqui is looking quite agitated with the performance of his team.
I'm quite calm. We're in the playoffs and my purpose is solved over here.
After a wait of 7 years, so he's happy at the moment.
I don't care if Delhi win the Premier League, I was saying, the Indian Premier League or not. But yes, it will be disappointing defeat for them. But Shreyas Iyer is doing all what he could, and he takes a single. He moves on to 40 without a good knock. I wish someone was there to support him, though Akshar Patel is playing a good knock of 7. He could do something over there. But yes, Vanch, it's Paritosh Joshi here with me. So I will spell you his name. It's pretty simple. It's Paritosh, and Joshi, I'm sure you could spell. So please add him on Instagram and Tell him
Well,
now.
Vansh, if you are an RCB fan, you should add Saurav
Saurav
to
Vanshi as
your
well.
social media, because
He's doing the Hindi feed.
he is the one who is quite a massive supporter of RCB, and you can both abuse on the bowlers who haven't been performing for your side.
You both can vent out together, and that's the best kind of therapy. But a single taken by Shreyas Iyer once again. He moves on to 41. The score is 78 for the loss of 4 wickets. 9.4 overs have been bowled, and Jadeja has conceded 5 runs and has taken a wicket in 1.4 overs. But there is a big news coming, but we will come up with the confirmation of it as well. It's 79.4 in 9.5 overs, and it is a shocking news, but I will build the suspense over here and not tell you right now till the confirmation. I see it in front of my very own eyes. It's 79, and a single taken once again. 80 for 4 after 10 overs. The run rate is pretty fine, but the problem for Delhi Capitals is that they've lost too many wickets. They've lost 4 wickets, and they need 100 runs off the final 10 overs. It's a big task. The required run rate is of 9.93. Current run rate is of 8.03. Iyer is on 42. Akshar Patel is on 9 of 8. And Paithos, do you have something for us?
for a sporting world as one of the greats of the game.
Yes, a phenomenal goalkeeper, a legend of the game. Iker Casillas, World Cup winning captain, has won the La Liga, has won the Champions League, has won the Copa del Rey, has won almost everything in the football world. A phenomenal goalkeeper. We hope that he recovers quickly. We hope his family and his close ones that he does recover quickly, and he's a legend of the game. I hope he's back. But we'll be back with cricket now. It's Delhi Capitals who are on 81 for the loss of 4 wickets after 10.1 overs. Shreyas Iyer is on 43. Akshar Patel is now man on strike. He's facing Imran Tahir as he bowls one outside the off stump, and that's a comfortable catch taken at first slip by Shane Watson. And what does Imran Tahir do? He just runs a marathon once again and celebrates with his fans. So Kagiso Rabada missing out will do him a favour in the purple cap race. It's 81 for 5 after 10.2 overs. Half the side of the Delhi Capitals have walked back to the hut. The sad news is that Shreyas Iyer, the poor lad, the captain, is still in there. He's battling it out on 43, and there's no one there to support him. And so 81 for 5 after 10.2 overs, 99 required of 58 deliveries. Rajiv Singh is here with us and is saying that RCB can RCB. I think he's asking about if RCB have a game tomorrow. Well, RCB do not have a game tomorrow, and we'll get back to that. It's 81 for 5 after 10.2 overs. .81 for 5, and you can just see the end, the final 4 overs, how much of that has costed Delhi Capitals, because if they were chasing a target of 150, 160, then they were very much in the game, and that seems to be a problem at the moment. The death overs haven't been good, and I'm pretty sure that they have missed Kagiso Rabada, but with him going back to South Africa quite soon enough, I think it might turn out to be a real problem. But let's not forget that even Chennai Super Kings will lose on Imran Tahir, so that might be a problem for them too. And interesting times lay ahead. It's 83 for 5, and we could just see 83 for 5, final delivery to be bowled. What an extraordinary spell by this great man Imran Tahir. Just 9 runs coming off this 2 overs, a big shot, and that will be another wicket. Rutherford went for the big heave over long off, and that's another wicket for Imran Tahir. So it's 83 for 6, and he goes on a marathon once again, and definitely walking all over the Delhi Capitals. Shreyas Iyer, you have to feel sorry for him. He's running out of partners, and I think he'll be the only man standing at the end of the game.
Well, if things go like this, he will certainly be the last man standing for Delhi Capitals. Rutherford, a similar thing which happened to Akshar Patel, tried going for a big shot, miscued it, edged and taken easy by the fielder. And Shelton Rutherford is the man who is walking back into the hut as the 6th wicket now down for Delhi Capitals.
Well, it's going to be an early finish with the look of things over here. It's 83 for 6, 11 overs have been bowled, 97 required of 54, required rate also now above 10. Shreyas Iyer will now be accompanied by Chris Morris, and it's going to be one hell of a task, but I think it's all over for Delhi Capitals. And a foolish line delivery ball by Jadeja. No runs taken by Shreyas Iyer, and this will do the net run rate quite a damage, because if they lose quite heavily, which they are on course of, then it will definitely hamper their net run rate. A good delivery once again by Ravindra Jadeja there. No runs taken on that occasion, and a horrible shot by Sherfin Rutherford. He bowled it outside the off-stump once again. There was a top edge, and it took an easy catch taken by the fielder Deepak Chair, who was standing at point. Single taken once again by Shreyas Iyer, but I think the wise thing for him to do is not take the single, because as soon as he takes a single, the people just give their wicket away. It's now Chris Morris who will be facing his first ball, and he hasn't been in the best of forms.
Well, he hasn't been in the best of forms, but
Well, a third umpire, but you could see that Chris Morris is struggling with the ball, with the bat. You say whatever, he is struggling with everything. And the Chennai Super Kings must have missed Mahendra Singh Dhoni in the last game, but they have, the Delhi Capitals have definitely missed Kagiso Rabada towards the death overs, and turning out to be one heck of a game for Chennai Super Kings. They will get a positive net run rate after this game, and I think that's another wicket, because his foot's not grounded is Chris Morris, so that might be a 7th wicket. So like I told you, Shreyas Iyer is making a mistake. He's taking the single and giving the other batsman a strike as they keep on tumbling the wickets.
Wickets out of nowhere for them. It's 84 for 7 now, 11.4 overs gone, and it's done and dusted at the moment for Delhi Capitals.
Well, it's clearly done and dusted. It's 84 for 7, and this will give, though they have qualified, it's bad signals for Delhi Capitals, because if you play with this maturity and you are first on the table, so there has to be some responsibility from you, and no matter how young you are. 84 for 7 after 11.4 is required run rate above 11. Shreyas Iyer is still in there of 44, but it's well over for Delhi Capitals. Shreyas Iyer needs to play a Hardik Pandya over here, but it's impossible. Come on, who are we kidding over here? It's 84 for 7, and I think the complacency of being in the playoffs, of being on top of the table, has costed them the game today. And yes, has said that if Sandeep was there, I'm quite sure CSK would stop under 130. I absolutely agree with that. Sandeep Lamachane should have been there instead of Chris Morris. Bad selection. Chris Morris hasn't looked like the same Chris Morris he was 2 years ago. And if it was Sandeep Lamachane, definitely there would have been a chance for Delhi Capitals in order to restrict the Chennai team under 150. And he's also saying that it was a great mistake by Delhi not making Sandeep Lamachane and playing 11. Well, absolutely. Ramesh Karki saying Chennai Super Kings. Tenzing saying can't hear. Joshi sir, your voice, please check the mic. So please do check the mic, Joshi sir. I hope you're able to hear. And another stumping opportunity this time. And he's not sure, Dhoni, but he wasn't sure the last time as well. But he got a wicket, and this time it might be Shreyas Iyer. So the third umpire referral has been there. And what a horrible game this is turning out to be for Delhi Capitals. There's no momentum at all. They were all over the game in the first 10 overs of the innings, and they completely lost the plot in the final 5.
Well, they have completely lost the plot at the moment, and for Delhi Capitals, it looks like a lost cause. Shreyas Iyer, well, he was batting very well, and it looks like he'll also depart now, and it's all but over for Delhi Capitals with this dismissal.
What a delivery. In fact, you'll have to give both the wickets to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. This guy is just a legend, and you can see a part of his foot is in the air, and that will definitely be the demise of Shreyas Iyer. And with that, Delhi Capitals hope as well. 85 for 7, and you just do not give MS Dhoni a chance, and that's clearly gone. That is clearly gone. First it was Mahendra Singh Dhoni, then it was Shreyas Iyer, and that will be the 8th wicket. So it's not long before we'll be heading home, Baridos. The good news is that.
And another wicket down for Delhi Capitals. It has been an utter collapse, and this man, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, what a genius of the game he is. Another wicket down for CSK, and everybody smiles in the Chennai camp, but not so much for Delhi Capitals as their captain departs. 44 for him in 31 deliveries as Amit Mishra walks in. But it's only a matter of time before every wicket is done and the innings conclude. Sad times for Delhi fans. They have been outplayed in every aspect in this game. They were bowling good right at the start, but they were trumped right at the end of the first innings, and in the second innings they have been completely bamboozled by the spin of Chennai spinners.
Well, Jadeja has bowled phenomenally well over here. 3 wickets taken in 9 runs given in 3 overs. Imran Tahir 3 wickets, 2 overs bowled, 9 runs given, and also 1 wicket taken by Harbhajan Singh as well. So brilliant bowling by the spin trio, and we were talking about Delhi Capitals spin bowling well, but they weren't as effective, and there should have been Sandeep Lamachane in today's game. He would have made an impact. It's 85 for 8, 95 runs needed for 48 deliveries, and thankfully for Delhi Capitals that they are in the qualifiers, but this performance will definitely lead to a lot of criticism by Ricky Ponting and Saurav Ganguly.
Well, that should happen because at the moment Delhi Capitals are looking at a very heavy loss, and the change in net run rate that could affect them in the long run, because we have seen the points table. We all know how close every team is to the other, and everyone is looking like outrunning with a positive result, and that could very well go down as a crucial game if they lose with a heavy margin here on, and they are looking at the moment at a very heavy margin in this game. Harbhajan Singh, if he strikes in this over, it is very difficult for them to even score 100 runs.
And yes, also saying that hope Delhi win the next match and play against Chennai in qualifier 1 and secure the place in the final by beating Chennai in their home. Well, that's a difficult task, because the first, we'll just give it a look once more time, and we'll tell you where the venue is for
the first qualifiers in Chennai. So
I prefer not to play.
Given today's performance, you'd rather have play any other team than Chennai at their home.
I prefer not playing on this wicket, because this is a dangerous wicket, and you need quality batsmen with good temperaments to perform on this wicket, and lack of maturity was shown. And we were talking about Chennai playing quite slow in the initial 10 overs, but they had a plan. They knew it's a difficult wicket to bat on, and you could see the reason why it was so difficult to bat on, because the wicket was turning square, and you could see 180 is basically like 200 on this wicket.
Certainly, 180 is like 200 on this wicket, and longer boundaries, difficult wicket. That only adds on to the misery of the batsmen, and the spinners of Chennai are loving this at the moment. They are bowling at the right areas and getting tremendous spin, and the tail of Delhi is just falling off at the moment.
Well, it's definitely falling off, and it's almost the end. It's 86 for 8. In fact, Mahendra Singh Dhoni with 2 gorgeous stumpings, and that would be a wrap in the pads. No appeal over there. Harbhajan Singh bowling his final over there. 13 overs, it's 86 for 8, and it's a lot of problems for the Delhi camp. They needed to select a better team, if you ask me, but it wasn't to be, and it's 86 for 8, and that'll be the double, because Chennai also won away from home against Delhi at the Firozshah Kotla, and they won. They will win one today at home as well, so that will be the double from their side. And if you talk about the league fixtures, Delhi still have one more game in the league fixture. That will be against the Rajasthan Royals at home. So I'm pretty sure that they'll be fancying themselves, while for Rajasthan Royals, they would want to win that game at any cost. So it will be Rajasthan who will be under immense pressure. But coming back to the game, it's 86 for 8. Harish Joshi supporting Chennai Super Kings, and Rahul Singh saying CSK will beat DC like SRH last year. Well, I do remember Sunrisers Hyderabad had an impressive run. They were on the top of the table. They beat every team, and Chennai did the double on them. Sunrisers Hyderabad, they faced them in qualifier 1. They defeated them over there. In qualifier 2, Hyderabad qualified once again, and they defeated them in the final as well. So on 4 separate occasions, Chennai beat them.
That was not a good time to be a SRH fan, because the lack of David Warner certainly hurt them, and this time around David Warner has left the camp quite early. For Delhi Capitals, it would be a first playoff, because earlier it was Delhi Daredevils. So as Delhi Capitals, it was the first time they'll be walking in, and they'll be walking in as a playoff side for this Delhi outfit. And for them, things look quite difficult for the qualification of playoff 1, and that is qualifier 1, as they are currently looking at a very heavy defeat at the hands of Chennai Super Kings.
Well, and Chennai at any cost would look to be on the first or second spot at any cost, because if they are at first or second, then they will play qualifier 1, and the qualifier 1 will be played at their home ground, so they will definitely turn out to be the favourites for qualifier 1. If they do manage to win that, then they will automatically be in the finals. So it's pretty much in favour of CSK that they remain on first or second on the table.
Well, it is in the favour of CSK that they remain in the first or second, but as a Mumbai fan, I would like Mumbai Indians to face them at Chennai, because Mumbai Indians have a better result. Only Mumbai Indians have a better result.
I don't mind
Chennai.
playing the eliminator. It's fine. I don't mind playing the eliminator. That's good. And I think Mumbai is the only team. If they win the game, I'm pretty sure Chennai will be quite terrified with that,
because they haven't defeated Mumbai Indians after 2012 in this ground, and that is an interesting stat, because a champion side, the Chennai Super Kings, it is only Mumbai Indians that they reel against time and again, and especially on their home ground.
Well, Akash saying that the champions will be Chennai Super Kings. Rahul Singh here with us as well, and Tenzing is still supporting Kolkata, saying Kolkata Knight Riders will be the champions.
Tenzin, you are quite an avid follower of us, but at the moment it's looking quite shaky for KKR. They have lost quite too many at a very, very consistent rate.
It'll be a cracking contest, Paritosh. KKR versus Mumbai
at
Wankhede.
Yes, Mumbai would be certainly wanting some revenge out of that game, because at Eden Gardens, after a run of 6 games, I guess, finally KKR was able to trump, and something that your famous captain Gautam Gambhir wasn't able to do, defeat Mumbai Indians in Eden Gardens, and Dinesh Karthik was able to pull that off. Will he be able to pull off a win at Wankhede? We'll have to wait and see, but I think Mumbai will win that one.
And Ram Moria is back with us, and we all know his wedding is on 17th June, and he's missing Karthik, sir. Well, he'll be back tomorrow, Ram Moria, do not worry. Rahul Singh is saying that CSK will defend the IPL trophy like 2011. Gerald Coutinho, you do not know whom to support. Well, It's all right. You can support anyone. It's fine. It's pretty
You
open.
can support Mumbai, man.
You can support Mumbai. You can support Mumbai. You can support anyone.
We have enough room for everybody. And coming back to Imran Tahir, 20 wickets for him, but he's still far off the top spot. 25 for Kagiso Rabada. He has been sensational throughout the season for Delhi
And the
Capitals.
problem for Imran Tahir is that as soon as Kagiso Rabada leaves, even Imran Tahir will have to leave because they're both in the South African cricket team. So he has to cover the ground as much as possible. He still has one more over left. If he manages to take 2 more wickets, he'll be on 22. And it's 89 for 8. Another strategic timeout has been taken. 14 overs have been bowled. Delhi completely outfoxed. It's 89 for 8. It's just mere formalities for the Chennai Super Kings. They need they need 91 runs off 36 deliveries, and they just have 2 wickets in hand. So it's all over for the Delhi Capitals fans. But we will be back to cover the final few overs of the game. This is Wali Siddiqui and Paritosh Joshi. We'll be back within a while. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a 3rd All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. This is Sports Flashes live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes. You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes.
Welcome back to the live chit chat session with me, Paritosh Joshi, and Wali Siddiqui for the match between Chennai Super Kings and Delhi Capitals. It is looking heavily in the side of Chennai Super Kings at the moment, and Delhi Capitals, well, what a change of fortunes it has been in this game for them. They started off brilliantly, put pressure on CSK right at the start of the first innings, but Mahendra Singh Dhoni and Ravindra Jadeja, they were the ones who took that quite a mile away from them. The total and the target for Delhi Capitals by the end of first innings was 180, and they started off good, Delhi Capitals, but a series of wickets falling down for them has resulted in their score being 91 for the loss of 8 wickets now, as Imran Tahir has been brought in to clean up the rest of the wickets. I guess that's why he's been brought in, to get his wickets right at the end. And we have a game tomorrow. What a game we have tomorrow. Mumbai Indians going against Sunrise Hyderabad at the Wankhede, and that is a cracker of a game, because both the sides have a chance of qualifying for the playoff. Mumbai Indians quite close. They need one win out of their 2 games, one against SRH and one against Kolkata Knight Riders at Wankhede. In the previous game between Kolkata and Mumbai at Eden Gardens, Hardik Pandya was sensational, 91 off of just 34 deliveries, scoring at a berserk rate. But it was the first innings from KKR scoring a brilliant 232 to completely take the game away from them. And Wally, as a Delhi fan, how disappointing is it to see your middle order collapse time and again? Time and again you see these batsmen who perform decently at times, but at times completely lost the plot for their side.
Well, for the very first time, they have been outfoxed in the beginning overs and not in the end overs. So that is a different surprise, and I prefer this over the other one, because when you need 20 of 20 deliveries and you have 8 wickets in hand, that is much more of a horrific sight to see 8 wickets fall for just 7 runs. It's much preferable that you get out early so that you were never in the game, so that you are prepared for it, that you've lost the game. So I prefer this over that, but yes, a disappointing performance. If you are the table toppers, such performances are not expected out of you. It's 92 for 8, and the other players such as Shikhar Dhawan, Rishabh Pant, Prithvi Shaw will have to take a hard look in the mirror. They should have known that it should have been them on this wicket, on this turning wicket, who should have taken the responsibility to take the game towards the end. And I'm pretty sure if they took the game towards the end, then Delhi Capitals would have very much won this game, and they were on cruise control when Shikhar Dhawan and Shreyas Iyer were playing well. But that one false shot, and the floodgates have opened. So a disappointing performance nonetheless, but Chennai Super Kings comprehensive performance, a masterclass by Mahendra Singh Dhoni once again, proving to be a real asset for his team like he has ever been. 92 for 8. It's Suchit who's on strike, the left arm spinner, as he drives one towards the point region. Quickly takes a single. In fact, that will be out. It's a direct hit. So that would be the 9th wicket, and there was a misfield. There was a slight fumble in the middle, and Watson, what a throw that was. It would be 92 for 9, though it has gone to the third umpire, but he's quite confident over there.
Well, he's looking quite confident on that occasion, and it'll be just curtains on his innings. Yes, it is run out by a mile. He was far away, and another wicket down, 9th wicket, and it's only a matter of time before this innings comes to an end. Sad times for Delhi camp, because they have been completely outplayed in this game by Chennai Super Kings.
And it's 92 for 9, and yes, also saying that Hyderabad will have a problem because David Warner is not there in the team. Well, let me remind you, there is Martin Guptill who's still there in the ranks, and he's a tremendous batsman as well. He can also hit a few shots, and he's got 100 in T20 cricket as well, so he's a dangerous batsman. Never rule him out. He hasn't played a game yet, so he'll be getting a chance tomorrow, and it will be crucial that he performs tomorrow. And Kane Williamson is also there. Manish Pandey is looking in good form, so it will be a really good contest. We all hope, and I just hope that it doesn't turn out to be a one-sided contest like the Delhi Capitals and Chennai Super Kings, because that is not what we look at for entertainment. It's B2 Bhangra saying that nine wickets have gone. Rahul Singh saying that CSK will beat Kings 11 Punjab and be the topper. Rahul Singh is he's a clear supporter of the Chennai Super Kings, and Kings 11 Punjab will have problems of their own. But Amit Mishra goes for the big shot through the square leg, but it's a boundary, a rare boundary. It's now 96 for 9. Will Delhi Capitals be able to score above 100 over here? We'll just have to wait and watch. Ravindra Jadeja did make an attempt there to stop the ball, and it was a poor delivery. It was a full toss. He just flicked it towards the square leg boundary, did Amit Mishra. Jadeja made a good effort, even made a contact with the ball, but it went towards the fence. So it's 96 for 9, just 1 wicket remaining. Trent Bolt is the batsman along with Amit Mishra. It's Amit Mishra who's the man on strike. 15.3 overs have been bowled, 84 required of 84 required of 27 deliveries. Dwayne Bravo, the bowler, bowling to Amit Mishra. Once again flicked it towards the square leg region. Harbhajan Singh collects it, takes a single, does Amit Mishra, and gives the strike to Trent Bolt, who's a new man. 97 for 9, and it's just a matter of a few deliveries. You can see the second wicket went for 52. And
then on it was a straight crumble.
In 50 runs, they've lost 8 wickets.
So, sad times. And 52 was the wicket of Shikhar Dhawan. 52 was when Shikhar Dhawan was sent back, and after that at 63, I guess, and between the 80 to 90 runs, that was when the maximum of the wickets fell. And that was the reason that Delhi Capitals have crumbled so badly in this game. They started off good. They were looking very, very good to chase down the total, at least get to close to it. But brilliant comeback by Chennai Super Kings bowlers as they straight away strangled this batting side post the initial power play. And the yellow flags are waving at frenetic pace at the moment. The Chepauk as Mishra and Bolt, these are the last pair for Delhi Capitals.
And with this win, Chennai will indefinitely move to the top spot. It's 99 for 9. 4 overs remain, 1 wicket remain as well. Will Delhi be able to score 100? That is to be seen. It's Amit Mishra who takes a single on the very last delivery. And Dheeraj Bisht saying that he loves CSK. Jasbir Singh opinionating, saying that Chennai Super Kings will win the IPL. And Bittu Pankhra is also here with us, and it's going to be a really good game at the Wankhede. It's going to be Mumbai Indians versus Sunrise Hyderabad, and they did lose quite by over 40 runs against the Kolkata Knight Riders. It was a lone man show by Hardik Pandya, but they need to function.
Not 40 runs. It was a 34-run defeat because they scored 232, and Mumbai Indians were 198 by the end of their innings. So the 40-run mark looks quite heavy, Wali. You should not apply that much salt to the wounds of a fan.
Please, I apologize for adding 6 more runs to that. But it was a lone man show by Hardik Pandya, and had he been supported from the other end, then they would have definitely won the game, and it would have been one of the most historic wins in the history of IPL. 99 for 9, and Imran Tahir, I'm sure this is the final over.
A sad fan in Wali speaking at the moment. You can make that from the tone of his. He is not quite enthusiastic about the end.
I'm a neutral.
He's not a neutral here. We have clearly seen, and that would be curtains on the innings of Delhi Capitals. It is all done and dusted. Imran Tahir is the man. It's all done. 99 is the total that Delhi Capitals are able to reach, and Imran Tahir has struck yet again. It's all over for Delhi Capitals. I'm sorry, Wali, but you'll have to satisfy yourself.
It's fine.
With only 99 runs in this particular game. Completely outplayed by the Chennai Super Kings on that occasion. They have defeated Delhi Capitals by a margin of 80 runs. A heavy defeat coming for Delhi Capitals. And we can quickly run you down the scorecard at the moment. And right at the start of the first innings, Chennai batted first, and Faf du Plessis, he lost the wicket of his partner in crime Shane Watson early on, as he went back for a duck. Faf du Plessis scored 39 off of 41, with Suresh Raina scoring 59 off of 37. They built a partnership early on, and then MS Dhoni came on. Just after he came on, Suresh Raina was back into the hut, but the arrival of Ravindra Jadeja certainly changed the complexion of the game. 44 off of 22 for Dhoni, and Jadeja firing in 25 off of just 10 deliveries. From the bowling aspect, Delhi were good, but late on they were taking to the cleaners, especially Trent Bolt and Chris Morris. And for the batting of Delhi Capitals, it has been an utter collapse. Prithvi Shaw going back early on in the first over, losing his wicket to Deepak Chahar and caught by Raina when he tried to cut that initial ball. Shikhar Dhawan went back early on, also 19 of 13 for him. After that, it was a lone waged war by their captain Shreyas Iyer, 44 off of 31 for him, and utter collapse by the rest. Rishabh Pant scoring a boundary of the very first and then walking back. Colin Ingram, he will have to certainly need to do some self he'll need to have some self-analysis because he's been performing very poorly with the bat. Akshar Patel also going back early on, just 9 runs to his name. Rutherford, well, he was quiet today, 2 runs for him in 4 deliveries. Chris Morris went back for a duck and a golden duck at that. Jagdish, he was good with the ball but certainly not very so with the bat. 6 runs in 15 deliveries for him. Amit Mishra, he was the last man to be sent back, 8 runs off of 11 deliveries. And Trent Bolt, well, he remained not out but only a run for him in just 1 ball he played. So the innings concluded with a brilliant show by Imran Tahir. He took 4 wickets in 3.2 overs, gave away just 12 runs, 3 wickets for Ravindra Jadeja in his 3 overs, 9 runs given away, and Harbhajan Singh took 1 wicket, also 1 wicket for Deepak Chahar. So it's a win for Chennai as they move to the top of the table. Delhi Capitals, they were humbled this time around by Chennai, and it is we'll join you tomorrow for the game between Mumbai Indians and Sunrisers Hyderabad at Wankhede. Until then, it's goodbye from me, Paritosh Joshi and Wari Siddiqui. We'll catch you tomorrow with another interesting and thrilling encounter. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes. Until then, see you next time.
This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes. It's time for Indian T20 Showdown. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.